Hi there. Are you also working in the web design industry?
Yes, I am a UI/UX designer. How about you?
I'm a front-end engineer. It's great to meet someone from the design side.
Absolutely. I'm always interested in hearing how the front end works.
And I'm always interested in how designs influence user experience. Do you have any tips for me?
Well, one tip I have is to always think about the user and their needs. Design elements should be intuitive and easy to follow.
That's definitely important. What are some challenges you face in your field?
One challenge is trying to create designs that work on different devices and platforms. It can be a lot to keep up with.
I can imagine. Are there any design trends you're loving right now?
I'm really liking the use of bold colors and typography in designs lately. It can make a website stand out.
I agree. It's great when a website feels unique and memorable. Do you have any favorite websites you've worked on?
Yes, I recently designed a website for a restaurant that has a very clean and modern look. I really enjoyed working on it.
Sounds awesome. I always enjoy seeing how design can make a business shine. Well, it was great chatting with you. Maybe we can collaborate on a project in the future?
That sounds great. Let's stay in touch.
Hey. What kind of music do you like?
Oh, I like all sorts of music. What about you?
Same here. But lately, I've been into indie bands. They have a unique sound.
I totally get what you mean. I've been into jazz lately. It just feels so smooth.
Jazz is great. I love the saxophone solos in jazz music.
Yes. They just hit the right notes every time.
Have you listened to any new artists recently?
Yes, actually. I discovered this really cool new artist on Spotify last week.
Oh, really? What's their name?
Their name is Billie Eilish. I love her unique sound and style.
I've heard of her. She's been really popular lately. I should check her out.
Definitely do. What about you? Any new artists that caught your attention?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Hosier lately. I love his soulful voice.
Oh, I love Hosier too. Have you heard his latest album?
Not yet, but I heard it's really good. I'll definitely have to give it a listen.
You should. I think you'll love it.
Good morning, welcome to our museum. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is. I'm really excited to explore and learn about the culture in Melbourne.
Wonderful. There are plenty of exhibits to see here. Is there anything in particular that you are interested in?
Well, I'm fascinated by Aboriginal cultures and their traditional arts and crafts.
Great. We have a special exhibition on Indigenous Australian art and culture. Would you like me to guide you there?
That sounds perfect. Thank you.
As we walk, let me give you a brief history of Melbourne. Did you know it was originally called Batmania, after one of its founders?
I had no idea. That's interesting.
Yes, and Melbourne is also known as the coffee capital of Australia, so make sure to try some of our delicious coffee while you're here.
I definitely will. Wow, this exhibit is amazing. The artworks are so intricate and beautiful.
Yes, the Aboriginal artworks are truly unique and stunning. Did you know that each symbol in their paintings has a specific meaning?
No, I didn't. It's fascinating. I could spend hours here.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. And if you have time, make sure to visit our stuffed animal collection. We have a rare Tasmanian devil on display.
That sounds weirdly cool. Thank you for the recommendation.
Of course. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Our museum is here to educate and inspire.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. I'm already loving Melbourne's cultural scene because of this experience.
Hey B, how's it going?
Not bad, just dealing with some network issues.
Sounds like a typical day in the life of a sysadmin.
You know it. So what brings you here?
Well, I heard you're the best in the biz when it comes to optimizing network architecture.
Chuckles, flattery will get you everywhere. What's the issue?
We're having some downtime and I was hoping you could help us increase our service availability.
Absolutely. Have you considered implementing load balancing?
Load balancing? That sounds like something I did in yoga class.
Laughs, it's a bit different. Essentially, it splits traffic between multiple servers to prevent any single server from becoming overwhelmed.
That makes sense. What other solutions do you recommend?
We could also add redundancy in case of hardware failures or implement caching to speed up web page loading times.
Those all sound great. Thank you so much, B.
No problem, hey. Just doing my job as a glorified IT firefighter.
Good morning, driver. How long have you been driving taxis in Tokyo?
Good morning, sir. I've been driving for more than 10 years now. It's a great job, meeting new people every day.
Oh, I see. Do you enjoy driving even in traffic jams?
Actually, it's not the best part of driving. But you learn how to cope with it, and with a great playlist, it can be enjoyable.
That sounds like a good suggestion. So, what's the most interesting place that you have taken someone to?
Probably to the top of Skytree in Sumida. It's breathtaking to see Tokyo from above.
That must be amazing. Have you ever been there yourself?
Yes, I have. I took my family there for my daughter's birthday. We had a great view and a delicious meal.
Nice. Are there any other places you would recommend visiting in Tokyo?
Definitely the Imperial Palace and, of course, Shibuya Crossing. It's something to see, with all the people and bright lights.
Yes, I heard about those places before. What hobbies do you have besides driving?
Well, I like to play golf with friends. It's a great way to relax and socialize.
Golf sounds exciting. I've always wanted to try it. Do you have any tips for beginners?
Patience and practice is key. It can be frustrating, but don't give up. And most importantly, have fun.
Thanks for the great tip. We've arrived at our destination. Here's your fare, and keep the change as a tip.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day, and enjoy your time here in Tokyo.
Thank you, and same to you. Goodbye. Hey B, how's it going? You look like you have something on your mind.
Hi A, yeah, I'm feeling a bit frustrated. We've had a lot of quality issues lately, and I'm not sure how to solve them.
I hear ya, B. It can be tough. One thing I've found helpful is to get a fresh perspective. Have you thought about bringing in some outside help or doing a code review?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But where do we find outside help that we can trust?
There are some great resources online for code reviews and software testing. We could also reach out to our network and see if anyone has a recommendation.
That's a good point. Another thing I was thinking about was implementing more automated testing. Do you think that would make a difference?
Absolutely. Automated testing can save a lot of time and catch issues early on. We could start by looking into some testing frameworks and see what would work best for us.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the cost? Won't it be expensive to implement all these new processes?
It's true that implementing new processes can sometimes come with a cost. But in this case, I think it's worth it to invest in our software quality. Plus, it's better to catch issues early on rather than having them come up in production, right?
That's a good point. We don't want to have more headaches down the line. What are some other things we can do to improve our software quality?
Well, one thing we could do is make sure our team is up to date on the latest software development practices. We could bring in a trainer or have some internal training sessions.
That's a great idea. I feel like I need a refresher on some of these practices myself.
Yeah, me too. It's always good to keep learning and growing. Another thing is to make sure our communication is top-notch. We want to avoid miscommunications that could lead to quality issues.
Yes, absolutely. I think sometimes we assume too much and don't ask enough questions.
Exactly. We should always strive to have clear, concise communication. And finally, we should make sure we're testing on as many devices and in as many environments as possible. That way we catch issues before they become problems.
That's a great point. It can be easy to forget about testing in different environments, but it's so important. Thanks for all your help, A. I feel a lot better about tackling these quality issues.
Of course. We're all in this together. Let's make sure our software is the best it can be. Hey B, how's it going? Have you been keeping busy with all the new developments in AI?
Hey A, I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Yes, there's always so much to learn and explore in this field.
Tell me about it. So, I was thinking, maybe we could use AI to help with our drug discovery processes at the pharmaceutical company.
That's actually a great idea. We could use AI to analyze data from clinical trials and identify potential compounds that could lead to new drugs.
Exactly. Plus, with AI's ability to learn and adapt, the process could become more efficient and accurate over time.
Right. But we also have to consider the ethical concerns surrounding AI in medical research. How do we ensure that the AI is making ethical decisions when it comes to human trials and patient safety?
Good point. We'll have to work closely with ethical review boards to ensure that everything is up to standards.
It's also important to note that AI is only as good as the data it receives. We have to make sure the data we're feeding it is diverse and unbiased.
Absolutely. We don't want the AI to discriminate against certain patient groups or miss potential drug candidates because of biased data.
And let's not forget about the potential cost savings with AI. By using technology to streamline drug development, we could potentially reduce the overall cost of healthcare.
That's definitely a big plus. But we also have to keep in mind that using AI for drug development is still relatively new territory. We have to approach it with caution and a willingness to learn and adapt.
That's true, but with the right team and approach, I'm confident we can make significant strides in this area.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks for the discussion, B. Let's keep working towards finding new and innovative solutions in the field of pharmaceuticals. Good morning, sir. Can I have your name, please?
Sighs heavily, it's John Doe.
And what brings you here today, Mr. Doe?
Nervously, I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, officer.
Leans forward. Can you elaborate on that, sir?
Looks away. Well, I was hanging out with some friends and things got out of hand.
Skeptical? Things got out of hand? What do you mean by that?
Hesitant, we were just having a few drinks and then someone started a fight. Before I knew it, the police were there and we got arrested.
Disapproving. So you were involved in a brawl, is that it?
Ashamed, yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry, officer. It won't happen again.
Serious? Well, that's not up to me to decide, sir. But I hope you've learned your lesson today.
Nodding, yes, officer. I have.
Smiling, all right then. Stay out of trouble and have a good day, Mr. Doe.
Grinning, thank you, officer. You too. Gets up and walks out.
Hi there. I'm a travel photographer. Are you enjoying your time in Tasmania's forests?
Yes, it's stunning. I've never seen such beautiful trees before.
Well, you've definitely come to the right place. These forests are full of unique flora and fauna. What have you been shooting so far?
Mostly fungi and moss. The textures here are amazing.
That's great. You know, this forest is known for having some of the oldest trees in the world. Have you seen any yet?
No, I haven't. Where can I find them?
There's a place not too far from here called the Huan Valley. It's home to some of the oldest and tallest trees in the world.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I'll definitely check it out.
I highly recommend it. You'll want to bring a wide-angle lens to capture the full height of these giants.
Thanks for the tip. What's the most beautiful place you've ever photographed?
That's a tough question. I've been to so many beautiful places around the world. But I think my favorite place is Iceland. The landscape is so unique and the light is magical.
I've always wanted to visit Iceland. What was your favorite thing to photograph there?
Definitely the Northern Lights. There's nothing like it. It's a must-see if you ever visit during the winter.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the recommendation.
No problem, it's always great to share travel tips with fellow adventurers. Do you have any other questions?
Not at the moment, but thanks for your help. Your expertise has been really helpful.
Anytime. Happy shooting. Happy anniversary, dear. I can't believe we've been married for 5 years now.
Time flies when you're having fun. Do you remember our first anniversary when we went on that crazy camping trip?
How can I forget? We survived a thunderstorm in a tiny tent and ended up eating canned soup for 3 days straight.
But we had each other and that's all that matters. Speaking of food, have you decided on what you want to order?
I'm torn between the steak and the salmon. What about you?
I'm thinking about trying that new pasta dish everyone has been raving about.
All right, let's go for it. And let's not forget to order that bottle of champagne to celebrate.
Great idea. I'm going to make a toast to us and our love that only gets stronger each year.
Smiling, cheers to that. And cheers to all the adventures we'll have in the future.
Grinning, I can't wait for more crazy camping trips and spontaneous road trips with my favorite person in the world.
Laughing, you better be ready for more canned soup then.
Laughing, bring it on. As long as I'm with you, I know we can handle anything.
Hi there, have you ever visited Australia before?
Yes, I have. I love the wonderful scenery and the vibrant culture.
Oh, that sounds great. Did you try any of the local Australian cuisine?
Yes, I did. They have some really unique dishes like Vegemite and meat pies.
I've never tried Vegemite before. What does it taste like?
It's hard to describe. It's a savory spread that's sort of like a mix of soy sauce and yeast.
Interesting. Did you have any other favorite Australian dishes?
Oh yes, definitely. The seafood there is amazing. I had some really fresh prawns and fish.
Yum, that sounds delicious. I heard they also have a lot of Aboriginal-influenced dishes. Did you try any of those?
Yes, I did. There's something called kangaroo stew that was quite tasty.
Wow, a stew made from kangaroo meat? I can't even imagine what that would taste like.
Haha, don't worry, it's not as weird as it sounds. It's actually really tender and flavorful.
That's good to know. I would definitely like to try some authentic Australian cuisine someday.
Absolutely. There are also a lot of great cafes and restaurants where you can get some really good coffee or brunch.
Nice, I love a good cup of coffee. What's your favorite type of coffee there?
I really like the flat white. It's similar to a latte, but with less milk and a stronger espresso flavor.
Got it. Well, it sounds like there's plenty to try and explore in Australia's food scene.
Yes, and it's always more fun to try new things with friends. We should plan a trip sometime.
Definitely, let's start checking our calendars and making plans. Thanks for chatting with me about this. Hey B, nice to see you. How's it going?
Not too bad, thanks. How about you?
Can't complain, busy as usual. What are you up to these days?
I've been working on this project that involves processing massive amounts of data on the cloud.
Oh really? That sounds interesting. What kind of data are you working with?
Mostly analyzing customer behavior data for a large e-commerce site.
That's a huge undertaking. How are you managing to handle all that data?
We're using a combination of cloud storage and analytics platforms to process and analyze the data.
I see. How do you ensure the accuracy of the data?
We have a system in place that validates the integrity of the incoming data, and we also perform various statistical checks to confirm the accuracy and consistency of the data.
Got it. How do you deal with privacy concerns with all that customer data you're analyzing?
We make sure all sensitive information is properly encrypted and stored securely. Plus, we're always in compliance with regulations and laws governing the handling of customer data.
That's great to hear. Have you run into any major obstacles with the project?
Not really, but there have been some issues with scaling certain parts of the infrastructure due to the high volume of data we're dealing with.
I can imagine. Have you considered using distributed computing systems like Hadoop or Spark?
Yes, we're actually planning to incorporate some of these technologies in the near future.
That's exciting. What do you see as the future of cloud-based data processing and analysis?
I think we're only scratching the surface right now. As more and more companies adopt cloud technology, we're going to see a huge increase in demand for scalable, efficient data processing solutions.
Agreed. It's definitely an exciting time to be working in the data science field.
Absolutely. There's never been a better time to be a data geek.
Good morning, Mr. B. How are you today?
I'm not doing so well, Detective. I seem to have found myself on the wrong side of the law.
That's why we're here, to get to the bottom of things. Can you tell me what happened?
Well, I was at the park and I saw a couple of ducks swimming in the pond. I thought it would be fun to throw some breadcrumbs at them.
And that's when things went wrong?
Yes, I didn't realize it was against the law to feed the ducks. Next thing I knew, a park ranger was issuing me a citation.
Well, you know what they say, ignorance of the law is no excuse. But don't worry, this is a minor infraction. We'll get it sorted out.
Thanks, Detective. I appreciate your help. I won't be throwing any more breadcrumbs at the ducks anytime soon.
Wise decision, Mr. B. Now, let's focus on clearing this up. Do you have any questions for me?
Just one. Do you know any good jokes to lighten the mood?
Actually, I do. Why did the tomato turn red?
I don't know, why?
Because it saw the salad dressing.
Thanks, I needed that.
No problem. We'll get through this together. Hey B, how's it going? I heard we're discussing how to handle user data to better promote ads.
Hi A, I'm doing well. That's right, we need to make sure we're handling user data carefully while also maximizing its potential.
Yeah, data privacy is a big concern these days. We should make sure we're complying with all regulations and being transparent with our users.
Definitely. We also need to analyze the data to understand user behavior and preferences. That way, we can tailor our ads to their interests and needs.
Good point. Have you thought about using machine learning algorithms to automate the analysis and decision-making process?
Yes, we've been exploring that option. It can save a lot of time and resources and also increase the accuracy of our targeting.
That's great. And what about data storage? Do we have a secure and reliable system in place to store user information?
Yes, we have a robust database system with multiple layers of security. We're also regularly testing and updating our security measures to stay ahead of any potential threats.
That's reassuring. And how about user consent? Do we have a clear and easy way for them to opt out of data sharing?
Absolutely. We have a clear privacy policy that outlines our data practices, and users have the option to opt out of data sharing at any time.
It sounds like we're on top of things. I'm looking forward to seeing the positive impact that our data-driven ad campaigns will have.
Me too, eh? With careful planning and execution, we can create targeted and effective ads that benefit both our clients and users.
Hey B, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing great. So, as a game designer, what do you think we should do to make our learning app more fun and engaging?
Well, one thing we could do is add in mini games that teach specific skills or concepts within the app.
That's a great idea. Do you have any specific game mechanics in mind?
Perhaps we could create a matching game that helps users practice vocabulary, or a puzzle game that teaches problem-solving skills.
I love those ideas. What about incorporating a reward system to incentivize users to keep learning?
Absolutely. Maybe we could offer virtual badges or medals for completing certain challenges, or even offer real-life rewards for reaching certain learning milestones.
That would be really cool. And what do you think about incorporating social features into the app?
We could create leaderboards that show users how they rank against their friends and other users, or even create a chat feature where users can discuss their progress and share tips with each other.
I like that idea. I think social features could really motivate users to keep using the app. Do you have any concerns about data privacy and user security when implementing these features?
Definitely. We would need to make sure that all user data is securely stored and that our app is compliant with all relevant data protection laws.
Good point. We also need to make sure that our app is accessible to all types of learners, regardless of ability or learning style.
Right. We could include features like audio or video tutorials, or even incorporate different learning modes like visual or kinesthetic learning.
That's a great idea. Finally, what do you think about incorporating real-world scenarios into the app to make learning feel more relevant and applicable to users' lives?
I love that idea. Maybe we could use case studies or real-life examples to teach practical skills like communication, teamwork, or time management.
That sounds perfect. I'm really excited to start working on this app with you, B.
Me too, eh? With our combined skills and creativity, I think we can make this app truly amazing.
Hey, did you hear that a lot of our customers have been requesting breakfast service lately?
Yeah, I heard about that. What do you think we should do about it?
Well, we could start by adding a breakfast option to our menu.
That's a great idea. What kind of breakfast food should we offer?
Maybe some classic breakfast items like eggs, bacon, and toast?
I like it, but I also think we should add some healthier options like yogurt and fruit.
That's a good point. We want to make sure we cater to all dietary needs.
Absolutely. And what about our hours of operation? Should we start serving breakfast earlier?
It's definitely something to consider. Maybe we could open up the breakfast service an hour earlier than usual.
Sounds like a plan. And what about our kitchen? Do we have enough resources to handle the extra cooking?
I think so. We can always hire some additional help if needed.
True. Now what about our pricing? Should we charge extra for breakfast or include it in the room rate?
Let's include it in the room rate. That way, customers won't feel like they're being nickel-and-dimed.
Good thinking. I think this breakfast service could really give us an advantage over our competitors.
Absolutely. It's all about providing excellent customer service and going the extra mile.
And as they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Haha, you're right. Let's get to work on implementing this breakfast service ASAP.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey B, have you ever heard about ISO 27001 vulnerability?
Yeah, I have some knowledge about it. Why do you ask?
Well, I've been hearing a lot about it lately, and I want to know more.
Sure, let me tell you. ISO 27001 is a standard for Information Security Management System, ISMS.
Yeah, I know that much. But what about vulnerability?
Vulnerability is a weakness that may allow an attacker to compromise the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of an information asset.
Oh, I see. So, what are some examples of vulnerabilities?
Well, outdated software or hardware, weak passwords, and unpatched systems are a few common examples of vulnerabilities.
That's interesting. So, how do we assess and manage these vulnerabilities?
We must perform a vulnerability assessment to identify the vulnerabilities and then go on to manage them through risk treatment options such as mitigating, transferring, accepting, or avoiding the risks associated with those vulnerabilities.
Got it. Is implementing ISO 27001 enough to manage all vulnerabilities?
No, an organization must also follow continuous improvement by monitoring and maintaining the ISMS to ensure vulnerabilities do not arise.
Thanks for the explanation, B. Is there anything else we need to know about ISO 27001?
Yes, it is important to note that ISO 27001 is not a one-time achievement. It requires ongoing investment and continuous improvement to maintain protection against evolving threats.
Wow, there's a lot more to it than I thought. Thanks for sharing your knowledge, B.
No problem, anytime. And remember, always stay vigilant against security threats.
Hi there, folks. Welcome to our wildlife sanctuary here in Calgary. My name is Alex, and I'm your guide for today's ecological adventure.
Hi, Alex. We're excited to be here at this amazing sanctuary. What kind of animals can we expect to see?
Well, we have a lot of animals living in our area, such as deer, grizzly bears, and wolves, just to name a few.
Wow. That sounds interesting. Does this place have different seasons?
Yes, we have distinct seasons in Calgary. During winter, we have snow and icy temperatures. In spring and summer, it's a great time to watch the animals in their natural habitats.
Can we have a closer look at the animals?
Of course. However, getting too near to the animals might put both you and the animals in danger. So we need to keep a safe distance.
What kind of environment do these animals live in?
The wildlife here in our sanctuary lives in a very diverse environment, from thick forests to grassy plains, which provides them with different types of food sources and homes.
Do you have any funny animal interaction stories?
Absolutely. We once had a curious raccoon steal a hat from one of our visitors. It was hilarious watching them chase the raccoon around.
That's funny. Have you ever encountered dangerous animals?
Yes, I have had a few close calls with grizzly bears or moose. That's why we need to be careful and follow the safety protocols.
Is there any way to support the sanctuary's conservation efforts?
We greatly appreciate any help that our visitors can provide. You can donate or volunteer with us to help maintain and improve our wildlife sanctuary.
That's wonderful to hear. We would be happy to support your conservation efforts.
Thank you for your support. Now, let's continue with our walk and see what else we can find out here. Keep your camera handy. Hi there. Are you interested in purchasing this vintage camera?
Hi, yes. It looks really cool. Can you tell me a bit more about it?
Sure thing. It's a Canon AE1 from the 80s. It still works perfectly fine despite its age.
Wow, that sounds great. How much are you asking for it?
I'm looking for around $150 for it.
Is there any chance you could go down to $120?
I could go down to $130, but that would be my lowest offer.
All right, I can do $130. Is it okay if I take a quick look at it?
Of course, go ahead. It comes with a strap and a leather case too, if you're interested.
I might have to think about the case, but I'll definitely take the camera. Do you accept Venmo or do you prefer cash?
Venmo works for me. My username is posted on the sign behind me. Thank you for your purchase.
Thank you. I'm excited to start using it. Have a great day.
You too. Happy picture taking. Hey B, have you ever had udon before?
Yeah, of course, I love udon. It's so tasty and comforting.
I agree. I could eat udon all day, every day.
Laughs, you and me both. But have you tried different toppings for udon?
Yes. My favorite is definitely tempura, but I've also had it with beef and vegetables.
Ooh, I haven't tried tempura udon yet. I usually go for the classic chicken or shrimp.
You have to try it. The crispy tempura complements the smooth udon noodles perfectly.
Sounds delicious. Do you like your udon broth clear or cloudy?
Honestly, I don't have a preference. As long as it's flavorful and not too salty, I'm happy.
Same here. But if I had to choose, I'd go for a clear broth. It just feels lighter.
Nodding, I get what you mean. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a cloudy, rich broth though.
Yeah, especially on a cold day. Udon is the perfect comfort food.
Definitely. And the best part is that it's so easy to make at home too.
That's true. Although, I have to admit, I do love going out to a Japanese restaurant to enjoy udon.
Me too. It's always fun to see how they cook it and present it so beautifully.
And don't forget the appetizers and dessert. I can never say no to some edamame and mochi.
Laughs, we really are udon fanatics, aren't we?
You know it. Udon forever.
Hey B, do you like seafood?
Oh yeah, I love seafood. How about you?
Of course. Who doesn't? What's your favorite seafood dish?
That's a tough one. I'd have to say garlic butter shrimp.
Yes. Shrimp is definitely one of my favorites too. Have you tried raw oysters?
I have, and they're not bad. But I prefer them cooked, maybe grilled.
Grilled oysters are delicious. Have you ever tasted crab cakes?
Oh yeah, I had them at a restaurant last month. They were so good. How do you like your salmon cooked?
I like it grilled, with some lemon and herbs. What's your go-to fish for fish tacos?
I usually use tilapia or cod, but sometimes I'll splurge on some lobster meat. How about you?
I like to mix it up, but mahi-mahi is a favorite of mine for fish tacos.
Speaking of mixing it up, have you ever had sushi with avocado and mango?
No, I haven't. Sounds interesting though. What's your favorite type of sushi?
Definitely salmon sushi. But I also like eel sushi, especially when it's served warm.
Eel sushi is delicious. Have you ever tried a seafood boil?
Yes, I have. It's messy, but totally worth it. Do you prefer clams or mussels?
I like both, but I think I prefer clams. What about you?
I'm the opposite, I prefer mussels. Hey, do you like octopus?
I do, but I think it depends on how it's cooked. Have you tried calamari?
Yes, and I love it. I could eat it all day. What's your favorite way to eat squid?
I like it grilled or fried, with some lemon and garlic. Hey, we should plan a seafood feast soon.
I'm down for that. Let's make sure to include all our favorite dishes.
Good morning, B. How can I assist you with your project today?
Hi A. Well, I'm really excited about discussing my new house design with you. I want something modern and sustainable.
Excellent. Do you have any specific ideas in mind that you'd like to share?
Yes, I want the house to have large windows to let in natural light and views of the surrounding landscape. I also like the idea of a green roof to help with insulation and reducing stormwater runoff.
Those are great ideas. What about the interior layout?
I definitely want an open concept living area with a modern kitchen and high ceilings. And a bonus room for a home gym would be awesome.
I think we can definitely make that work. What about the exterior design?
I love the look of sleek, minimalistic homes with clean lines and neutral colors.
That does sound very modern and in keeping with the current trends. How about incorporating some renewable energy sources, like solar panels or wind turbines?
Oh, that's a great idea. I'd love to use sustainable energy sources for the house.
Great, we can certainly incorporate that into the design. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'm also interested in landscaping the property with native plants and using eco-friendly materials for the construction.
Perfect, those are all important elements of sustainable design. I'll get started on the design plan and keep you updated every step of the way.
Sounds great, thank you so much A. I can't wait to see the final result.
My pleasure, B. I look forward to making your dream home a reality. Hey B, have you ever tried churrasco?
No, I haven't. What is it?
It's a Brazilian barbecue dish that's known for its juicy and flavorful meat. Trust me, you gotta try it.
Sounds interesting. Where can we get it?
There's a great churrasco spot downtown. They grill the meat on skewers over a charcoal fire, and then they slice it right onto your plate. It's an experience in itself.
Yum, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. What kind of meat is usually served?
Usually, they serve beef, but they also have chicken and pork options too. And be sure to try the chimichurri sauce. It's a traditional Argentine sauce that tastes amazing with the meat.
I'm sold. Let's go try it out this weekend.
Great idea. Oh, and don't forget about the side dishes. They usually have lots of vegetables and salads to balance out the meat.
Perfect, I do love my greens. How do you usually eat it? With a fork and knife?
Nope, it's tradition to eat churrasco with your hands. Just grab a piece of meat and dig in.
Wow, this sounds like my kind of food. Thanks for introducing me to it, A.
Anytime, B. Let's go have an unforgettable meal together. Hi there. I'm the driver for this car. It looks like we've got a bit of a problem with the engine.
Hey, no problem. I'm the mechanic for this team. Let's take a look.
Great. I was worried we wouldn't be able to race today.
Don't worry, I'll have you back on the track in no time.
That's a relief. So, what do you think the issue is?
Looks like a loose hose. I'll tighten it up and make sure there are no leaks.
I don't want to slow down the team. Will we still be able to catch up?
Of course. Just give it your all on the track and I'll make sure the car is in top shape.
Thanks so much for your help. You really know what you're doing.
Haha, I've been around cars for as long as I can remember. It's a passion of mine.
I can tell you really enjoy your job. What's the most interesting problem you've had to solve?
Oh, there've been a lot over the years. Once, a car came in with a family of mice living inside the engine.
Really? That's wild. How did you deal with it?
Well, I had to remove the engine and clean out all the debris. It was a unique challenge, that's for sure.
I can only imagine. But I'm glad our issue today is a bit less furry.
Haha, same here. All right, we're all set. Give it a test drive and let me know if anything else feels off.
Will do. Thanks again for your help. Let's go win this race. Hey B, how's it going?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
So, we're working on designing a high-availability cloud architecture for our client. Any ideas?
Well, first thing we need to prioritize is redundancy. We need to make sure that if one component fails, there's a backup.
Right, and we also need to consider load balancing to ensure that no one component is overwhelmed.
Definitely. And we should also look into setting up a failover system for our database.
Sounds good. What about security?
That's a great point. We'll need to ensure that the architecture is secure at every level.
What about scaling up or down?
We'll need to have a system in place that can handle horizontal scaling so that we can add more resources as needed.
That makes sense. And what about availability zones?
We'll want to set up multiple availability zones to ensure that if one zone goes down, there's another zone that can take over.
Got it. And what about disaster recovery?
We'll need to have a disaster recovery plan in place in case something major happens, like a natural disaster or a cyber attack.
Definitely. So, what tools or technologies should we use to achieve all this?
I would recommend using a combination of cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, along with some open source technologies like Kubernetes and Docker.
Great, thanks for the advice. Let's get started on this.
Sounds good to me. Let's design the most high availability cloud architecture anyone's ever seen.
Hey there B, how's it going?
Not too shabby, hey. What's on your mind?
I've been thinking about how we can optimize our internal resources allocation.
Sounds like a good plan. What do you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking about developing a platform that could streamline our processes and make everything run more efficiently.
That sounds interesting. What kind of platform were you thinking?
I was thinking about building a centralized system that could help us manage all our resources from one place instead of having different departments using different tools.
That could definitely save us some time and avoid unnecessary duplication of work. But where do we start?
We could start by analyzing our current workflows and mapping out how different departments use different tools.
Agreed. And we should also look into the specific needs of each department to ensure they get what they need.
Definitely. And we should involve the end users in the process to get their feedback and input.
Right. What about budget and timeline for this project?
I think we can break it down into phases to work with our budget and aim to have the first phase ready in 6 months.
Sounds reasonable. And what about potential roadblocks? How do we prevent them from derailing the project?
We can identify potential roadblocks early on and have contingency plans in place. Also, keeping everyone informed and involved in the process will minimize resistance and pushback.
Good point. I think this is a doable project. Let's get started on it and see how we can move this forward.
Great, I'll start by putting together a roadmap and share it with you for feedback. Thanks for being on board, B.
Anytime, hey. Let's do this.
Good morning, B. How do you feel about our school's current education policies?
Good morning, hey. I think we're doing pretty well. But there's always room for improvement, right?
Absolutely. What do you think could use some improvement?
Well, I think we could encourage more diverse perspectives within the classroom. Maybe we could incorporate more multicultural materials into our curriculum.
That's a great idea. We could also consider inviting more guest speakers from different backgrounds to share their experiences with our students.
Yes, I completely agree. I think it's important for our students to learn from a variety of perspectives.
Speaking of diversity, have you heard about the new club that's starting up next semester, the Diversity and Inclusion Club?
No, I haven't. What's that about?
It's a student-led club that promotes inclusivity and celebrates diversity in our school community. I'm really excited to see what they'll do.
That sounds fantastic. I'll have to spread the word among my students.
Definitely. And on another note, have you seen the new artwork that's been hung up in the hallways?
Yeah, the pieces are amazing. I especially love the one with all the bright colors and geometric shapes.
That's my favorite too. It's really brightened up the halls and given our students something interesting to look at.
Yes, it's really wonderful to see our school supporting local artists and bringing color to our daily lives.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I think we've covered some good ground here. Thank you for your input, B.
Of course, A. It's always a pleasure to brainstorm ideas with you.
Good morning, B. How are you holding up?
I'm doing well, Professor. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm good. Just looking forward to seeing the results of our experiment.
Speaking of the experiment, I have to admit, I'm a little nervous.
Don't be nervous. Remember, science is all about trial and error.
That's true, Professor. But what if our experiment explodes or something?
Laughs, I seriously doubt that would happen. But even if it does, we just learn from it and try again.
You're right, Professor. So, have you heard about that new restaurant that opened up in town?
No, I haven't. Tell me more about it.
Apparently, they serve gourmet burgers and shakes. We should go check it out sometime.
That sounds great. I'm always up for trying new places.
Are you a fan of spicy food, Professor?
Oh, yes. I love spicy food. How about you?
I do too, but I can only handle it in moderation.
Well, I'll make sure to take it easy on you next time we have spicy food.
Laughs, thanks, Professor. I appreciate it.
No problem. With our experiment, it's important to have a strong stomach.
Laughs, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, let's get back to work. We have a lot to do today.
Sounds good, Professor. I'm ready to see what we can discover together.
Hi there, I am an animal farmer in this rural area. How can I help you?
Hi, I am a food scientist. I was wondering if we could have a conversation about improving the quality of meat.
Sure, I'm happy to share my experience. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, we need to start from the beginning. What do you feed your animals?
We feed them with natural grass and a diet rich in corn and soybeans. We also supplement their food with essential vitamins and minerals.
That sounds like a good start. What about the living conditions and care of the animals?
Our livestock is kept in clean and spacious barns. We prioritize their care and well-being, ensuring they're healthy and happy.
Great, that's a solid foundation. What about the process of slaughter and processing? Do you follow a strict system?
Yes, we work alongside expert butchers to ensure humane slaughter and proper processing of the meat. We also ensure that all hygiene standards are met.
Perfect, so with all these factors in place, you'll have high-quality meat. It's a matter of marketing and selling your product to the right customers.
Absolutely, we pride ourselves on delivering quality meat to our customers. Thanks for the conversation. It's been insightful.
It was my pleasure. I'll be sure to share this information with my colleagues in the food industry. Have a great day.
Hey, have you ever traveled abroad? How do you think about the food culture there?
Yeah, I've been to a few places. I think the food culture is fascinating. Every country has its own unique cuisine which reflects its history and traditions.
Absolutely. I especially love the street food in Asia. It's so flavorful and affordable.
Oh yeah, I can't resist the aroma of pad thai or banh mi. They're so delicious.
And have you tried the traditional English breakfast? It's a huge meal with eggs, bacon, sausages, tomatoes, mushrooms, and beans.
Wow, that sounds like a feast. But I'm not sure if I can handle it all in one sitting.
Don't worry, it's totally worth trying. And speaking of breakfast, have you ever had a croissant in France?
Oh my God, those flaky pastries are my guilty pleasure. But you can't forget the crusty bread and cheese that the French are famous for.
And let's not forget about the tapas in Spain. Small plates of delicious food that are perfect for sharing with friends.
Yeah, I love the concept of small plates. You get to try so many different flavors without getting too full.
And don't forget about the sushi in Japan. The fish is so fresh and the rice is perfectly cooked.
Yes. And the presentation is always so beautiful. It's almost too pretty to eat.
Do you have any recommendations for where to travel next based on the food?
I've been wanting to try authentic Mexican food in Mexico. Or maybe some spicy dishes in India.
Sounds like a plan. Let's start planning our next food adventure. Good evening, Chef B. How was your day?
It was busy as usual, but I am glad we are able to serve our customers well. How about you, sommelier?
It was also hectic, but I managed to recommend some great wine pairings for our guests.
That's great to hear. Do you have any new wine recommendations for tonight's menu?
Yes, we have a new Australian Shiraz that would pair perfectly with our grilled ribeye steak.
Sounds delicious. I have a new dish too, roasted acorn squash stuffed with quinoa and dried cranberries.
Wow, that sounds delightful. Which wine would you recommend pairing with it?
I think our Chardonnay would be a perfect match. Its crisp minerality will cut through the sweetness of the squash.
Perfect. I'll make sure to suggest that to our guests. By the way, have you tried the new dry-aged beef we got in today?
Not yet, but I'm excited to cook it for our guests. I bet it will be a big hit.
I'm sure it will be. I heard it has a rich and buttery flavor. Maybe we could pair it with a bold Cabernet Sauvignon?
Excellent idea. It'll bring out the richness of the beef. It's always great to collaborate with you, sommelier.
Same here, Chef B. It's always a pleasure to work alongside a talented chef like you.
Thank you. Let's make sure to give our customers an unforgettable dining experience tonight.
Absolutely. Cheers to that. Hey, have you made any progress on booking the hotel room for our trip next week?
Yeah, I've been looking online for some good deals. Do you have any preferences for the type of room we want?
Not really, as long as it's relatively affordable and comfortable.
Okay, I found a few options that fit that description. Do you want to see some pictures of the rooms?
Sure, send them over. Wow, these rooms are pretty nice.
Yeah, but there's a bit of a catch. The cheaper rooms have shared bathrooms.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that. Maybe we should spend a bit more for a private bathroom.
I totally understand. The shared bathrooms do seem a bit sketchy. But the good news is, there's a room with a private bathroom that's still in our budget.
That's great news. But what about the location? Is it close to where we'll be spending most of our time?
I've looked it up, and it's actually only a 10-minute walk from the main attractions.
Perfect, that sounds like a great option to me. Shall we book it now?
Yes, let's do it. Do you prefer paying now or when we get there?
I think it's better to pay now, so we don't have to worry about it later.
Agreed. Let me just confirm the dates and details, and then we can complete the booking. All done. Our room is confirmed for next week.
Great, I'm getting pretty excited for this trip. Do you want to check out any restaurants nearby tonight?
Sounds like a plan. Shall we grab some food and celebrate our successful booking?
Absolutely, let's hope the food is as good as our hotel room. Good afternoon and welcome to our hotel. My name is A and I'm the hotel manager. How may I assist you today?
Hi, I'm B. I have a reservation for a room under the name of Smith.
Great. Let me check your reservation in our system. Yes, here it is. You have a deluxe room with a king-size bed.
That sounds perfect. Can you tell me what facilities the room comes with?
Of course. The room has a flat-screen TV, a mini fridge, a private bathroom and free Wi-Fi.
That all sounds fantastic. Is there a gym or a pool in the hotel?
Yes, we have a gym and an indoor pool available for our guests. You can access them with your room key.
That's great. I'm looking forward to trying them out. By the way, do you have any recommendations for places to eat around here?
Sure, we have a restaurant here in the hotel that serves local and international cuisine. There are also plenty of options within walking distance if you'd like to explore the area.
Thanks for the suggestions. Can I get some extra towels and pillows for the room?
Absolutely. We'll have housekeeping bring them up to your room right away.
That's perfect, thank you. Is there anything else I should know about the hotel?
Yes, we offer a complimentary breakfast buffet every morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And if you need any help with transportation or tour bookings, the front desk is available 24/7.
That's very helpful. Thank you so much for your assistance.
You're welcome, B. Enjoy your stay with us. Hi, B. How's your day been so far?
Hey. It's been great, just working on some NLP algorithms. How about yours?
Pretty good. I've been tinkering with some speech recognition models to improve our chatbot's capabilities.
That sounds interesting. Have you considered using some language understanding techniques? They could help with context and making the responses feel more natural.
Definitely. I was also thinking of incorporating some sentiment analysis to make the chatbot more empathetic.
You're on the right track. We should also make sure to train the chatbot with a diverse dataset to avoid any biases.
That's a great point. Speaking of biases, have you seen those AI chatbots that have gone rogue on the internet?
Oh yeah, I've seen some crazy ones. We definitely don't want our chatbot to turn into a political extremist or start advocating for conspiracy theories.
Laughs, no, we wouldn't want that. But let's focus on the positives. If we design this chatbot right, it could revolutionize customer service.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, have you considered building a personality into the chatbot? It could help to give customers a consistent and unique experience.
That's a brilliant idea. We could create different personalities for different industries or use cases.
And maybe include some Easter eggs or jokes to make the conversation more enjoyable.
Yes. The last thing we want is for our chatbot to be boring. Our customers deserve a little entertainment.
Sounds like we're on the same page. I can't wait to see the final product.
Me too. Let's keep pushing the boundaries of what chatbots can do. Good morning, B. Are you ready for another busy day in the kitchen?
Good morning, Chef A. Of course, I am ready. I can't wait to start cooking some delicious meals.
That's what I like to hear. Today, we have a lot of orders, so we need to work fast and efficiently.
No worries, Chef A. I have a lot of energy and I am ready to tackle any challenge that comes our way.
That's the spirit. Let's start by preparing the ingredients for our special dish of the day.
Absolutely, Chef A. What are we cooking?
Today, we are making our famous spicy shrimp linguine. It's always a crowd pleaser, so we need to make sure it's perfect.
Sounds great, Chef A. I love cooking pasta dishes.
Me too. Now, let's get started by chopping the garlic and onions.
Sure thing, Chef A. I'll get right on it.
Great, I'll start heating up the pan and getting the shrimp ready.
Smells amazing already, Chef A.
Thanks, B. You always know how to make me feel good.
That's what I'm here for, Chef A. To make you happy and cook some delicious food.
I'm glad I have you as my sous chef, B. You make my life so much easier.
It's my pleasure, Chef A. Cooking with you is always a fun and exciting adventure.
And that's what makes this job so great. We get to do what we love every single day.
Couldn't agree more, Chef A. Let's get cooking and make some magic happen.
Honey, what do you feel like watching tonight?
I don't know, what do we have on the DVR?
Let's see, we recorded a new episode of our favorite sitcom.
Oh, I love that show. Let's watch it.
Okay, but only if you share the popcorn with me.
Deal, but you have to promise not to hog the blanket.
Fair enough. So, did you hear about that new movie coming out next week?
No, what movie?
It's a comedy about a group of friends who accidentally get locked in a department store overnight.
That sounds hilarious. Should we make plans to see it?
Definitely. Maybe we can ask our friends to come along too.
Good idea. Speaking of friends, did you see that photo Cindy posted on Instagram last night?
No, what was it?
She and her family went to the beach and took a bunch of cute selfies. You should check it out.
I will. And maybe we can plan a beach day with them too.
Sounds like a plan. But first, let's enjoy this TV show and relax for the rest of the night.
Agreed. I'll grab the remote and we can get started. Hey B, I was thinking about how we could better streamline our software development and IT operations within the insurance company. Any ideas?
Well, we could adopt a DevOps approach. It helps in integrating the development and operations teams for better communication and collaboration.
Okay, but I am not entirely familiar with DevOps. Can you explain it in simpler terms?
Sure. Think of it as a culture that helps in delivering software faster and more reliably. It encourages automation and monitoring at every stage of software development.
Got it. So what are the benefits of DevOps?
We can streamline deployment processes, reduce errors, and improve infrastructure management. It ultimately leads to faster delivery of software, which is a win-win for everyone.
That sounds great, but I am worried about implementation. Will it require a lot of training and new tools?
Not really. The transition may be a bit challenging, but we can start small and see how things are working out. We can also use tools like Docker to better manage our IT infrastructure.
Cool. I like the idea. And, hey, do you know any good jokes about software development?
Definitely. Why did the programmer quit his job? He didn't get a raise. Laughs.
Laughs, that's a good one. I think we could all use a little more humor in our workdays. Thanks for the idea and the joke, B.
Anytime, A. It's important to keep a positive outlook when approaching new challenges, and DevOps is definitely one of those.
How's the homework going, B?
It's going okay, just trying to solve this math problem.
Need any help?
Yes, please. Can you explain how to find the square root?
Sure, it's the number that when multiplied by itself gives the original number.
Oh, I see. Thanks.
No problem, son. How about your English essay?
It's about pets. I'm writing about our dog, Max.
Sounds interesting. What have you written so far?
I've described Max's breed, his favorite activities, and how he enriches our family life.
That's great. Don't forget to proofread and check for spelling errors.
Yes, I will. By the way, Mom, what was your favorite subject when you were in school?
My favorite subject was literature. I loved reading books and analyzing their themes.
Wow, that's cool. Do you have any book recommendations for me?
Definitely. How about To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee or The Giver by Lois Lowry?
I'll check them out. Thanks for the recommendations.
No problem, son. Keep up the good work, and let me know if you need any more help. Hi there, I'm so excited to be dining and reviewing this restaurant with you, B.
Likewise, A. I can't wait to capture some picturesque moments of the food and the ambience's charm.
Looks like we have some colorful food on the table. Let's start with some appetizers first.
Sure, let me capture some shots. Wait a minute, I need to take some overhead shots for my feed.
I agree, the presentation is key, and the table setting makes the dish tempting. These shrimp fritters are my favorite.
Yeah, the lighting here is perfect for photography. How about these potato skins? They're crispy, and the sauce is excellent.
The sauce's combination of sour and sweet is perfectly balanced. Next up, the entree. This grilled salmon looks divine.
That's right, A. It's seasoned perfectly and cooked to perfection. Plus, the vegetable garnish adds color to the dish.
I love the mashed side dish too. It's so creamy and fluffy, and the earthy flavor from the truffle oil is delicious.
The presentation and the taste are top-notch. Let me snap some final shots.
Laughing, just make sure you don't forget to eat some excellent dessert. This tiramisu looks tempting.
Absolutely, A. Let's finish the meal with some sweetness. That's the best way to end a meal.
I couldn't agree more. And, to top it off, we had a lovely time capturing the food's beauty.
Indeed. Thanks for inviting me to review this eatery with you, A. I'm already looking forward to our next food adventure.
Me too, B. It was great. Let's do it again soon. Hey B, I heard you're a security expert. Do you have any tips on how to protect sensitive financial data?
Absolutely, A. One of the most important things you can do is to ensure your encryption game is strong. Use the best available encryption protocols to secure your data.
That's good advice, B. But what if someone manages to get past the encryption?
Well, you also need to have a solid password policy that meets industry standards. That way, even if unauthorized personnel manage to gain access, the damage is minimized.
I see, that makes sense. But what if someone tries a phishing attack? How do we protect against that?
The key is to train your staff on best practices, such as not opening suspicious emails, not sharing passwords, and being wary of suspicious links.
That's true. Security is only as strong as the weakest link. What about physical security measures, like biometrics or access cards?
Those can definitely help, but they shouldn't be relied on alone. You should also have policies in place on how to store and dispose of data securely.
I never thought about that. Do you have any other tips?
Regularly audit your system and keep up to date with the latest patches and upgrades. And always have a disaster recovery plan in place, just in case something happens.
Wow, you really know your stuff, B. I feel much more confident in securing our financial data now.
No problem, A. It's always great to work together to protect against threats.
Good morning. Can we please have your signature cappuccino and a raspberry macaron, please?
Good morning to you. Sure thing, that sounds like a great combination. Would you like anything else on the side?
How about a little whipped cream on the cappuccino?
Of course, we can definitely do that. So, how's your day going so far?
It's been good, thanks for asking. We've been busy in the bakery making all sorts of tasty treats.
Sounds like fun. What's your specialty?
Well, we're famous for our macarons, but we also make some really delicious cakes and pastries.
Yum, I'll have to try them out sometime. I'm in charge of the coffee, but I'm always up for trying new sweet treats.
That's great to hear. I think you'll really enjoy the raspberry macaron, it's one of our most popular flavors.
I'm excited to try it. So, what brings you to our little cafe today?
We're just exploring the city of Cambridge, and we read some great reviews about this place.
Ah, I see. Well, we're always happy to welcome new visitors to our cafe. I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Cambridge.
Thank you, we definitely will. This cappuccino is amazing, and the macaron is just perfect.
I'm so glad to hear that. We take pride in our coffee and pastries, and we're always thrilled to receive positive feedback.
You deserve it, everything is so delicious here. Next time we're in town, we'll have to stop by again.
Absolutely. We'll be here waiting for you with more tasty treats and excellent coffee. Have a great day.
Good morning. How are you, Dr. B?
Good morning. I'm doing great, thank you. What brings you to the farm today?
I just wanted to get your opinion on something. I've been having some trouble with my cows lately.
Oh, really? What seems to be the problem?
Well, they haven't been producing as much milk as usual, and they seem to be getting sick more often.
That's definitely a concern. Have you been keeping up with their vaccinations and regular checkups?
To be honest, I haven't been as diligent as I should be. I've just been so busy with everything else on the farm.
I understand, but it's important to prioritize their health as well. You may want to consider hiring a farmhand to help with some of the other tasks so that you can focus on the cows.
That's a good idea. Do you have any other tips or advice for me?
Sure, make sure they have a balanced diet and plenty of clean water. Also, keep the barn clean and dry to prevent any bacterial infections. And finally, pay attention to any changes in their behavior or appearance, as it may be a sign of an underlying health issue.
Thank you so much for your help, Dr. B. I really appreciate it.
Of course, happy to help. And let me know if you ever need anything else.
Will do, thanks again. Have a great day.
You too, take care.
Welcome to the Darwin Tourist Center. How can I assist you?
Hi there, I'm planning to explore Darwin. Can you recommend some must-visit places?
Definitely. The Mindle Beach Sunset Market is a must-see for foodies and art lovers. You can also visit the Crocodilus Park and get up close with crocodiles.
Wow, that sounds exciting. How do I get to these places?
You can take the bus or taxi. Alternatively, you can rent a bike and enjoy the scenery.
That's a great idea. Can you recommend any good bike rental places?
Yes, Darwin Bike Tours has a wide range of bikes at affordable rates. They also offer guided tours.
That's perfect. I'm also interested in cultural experiences. Any suggestions?
Definitely take a visit at the Museum and Art Gallery of the Northern Territory. They hold exhibitions on Aboriginal art and culture.
That's really interesting. Are there any good local markets to discover?
Yes, the Parrot Market is a highlight of Darwin's weekend food culture. You'll find fresh ingredients and local snacks to try.
Yum. I definitely want to check that out. Are there any other hidden gems in Darwin?
You can't miss the beautiful George Brown Darwin Botanic Gardens. It's a great place to relax and enjoy the scenery.
That sounds lovely. Can I bring picnics or is there a cafe there?
There's a cafe near the gardens, but you're welcome to have a picnic as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for all the recommendations. I'm looking forward to exploring Darwin.
Sure. Have a great time and enjoy your stay. Good morning, B. How are you today?
Good morning, A. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So, I have a patient who's currently taking medication for high blood pressure.
Okay, and how can I assist you with that?
Well, my concern is that the patient is also taking over-the-counter pain medication for a headache.
Ah, I see. You're worried about potential drug interactions.
Exactly. I was wondering if you could recommend a pain medication that wouldn't interact negatively with the patient's blood pressure medication.
Of course. There are a few options available. Have you considered acetaminophen?
Yes, that was actually my first thought as well.
That's a good choice. Just make sure the patient doesn't exceed the recommended dose. And be sure to let them know to always consult with a healthcare provider before taking any new medication.
I completely agree. And speaking of drug interactions, have you ever had any interesting cases in the past?
Oh, definitely. One time, a patient was taking medication for a fungal infection and also taking a medication for high cholesterol. The antifungal medication actually interacted with the cholesterol medication and caused the patient's cholesterol levels to plummet.
Wow, that's really interesting. It just goes to show how important it is to be aware of potential drug interactions.
Absolutely. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And as pharmacists, it's our responsibility to educate patients on the importance of proper medication use and potential interactions.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks for your help, B. You're a great resource to have.
Anytime, A. It's always a pleasure to collaborate with you.
Good afternoon, B. It's good to see you today.
Good afternoon, A. Likewise, it's great to see how well our grapes are growing in your chef's garden.
Yes, it's been such a pleasure using them in my dishes. I think they add a touch of something special that only fresh ingredients can give.
That's exactly what we strive for in our vineyard, too. We believe that the best wine comes from grapes that have been grown with care and attention.
I couldn't agree more. And the champagne that your vineyard produces is truly exceptional. It pairs beautifully with my dishes.
Thank you, A. We take great pride in our champagne, and it's wonderful to hear that it complements your cuisine so well.
Speaking of which, I've been working on a new dish that I think would be perfect with your brut. It's a delicate sea scallop ceviche with a hint of citrus and herbs.
Sounds delicious. And I have a limited edition vintage brut that I think will bring out the flavors of your dish even more.
Perfect. I'm always looking for new pairings to wow my customers. Speaking of which, I've had a lot of requests for vegetarian options lately. Any ideas for wine pairings?
Actually, we've just developed a new organic Blanc de Blanc that has a fantastic balance of acidity and fruitiness. It's perfect for pairing with vegan and vegetarian dishes.
That's fantastic news. I'll definitely add that to my menu. I think our partnership is really making a difference in the culinary world.
I couldn't agree more, A. It just goes to show that when passionate and talented individuals work together, the possibilities are endless.
Thank you, B. It's been a pleasure collaborating with such wonderful people like you who share my passion for excellence in both food and wine.
The pleasure is all mine, A. Here's to many more years of successful partnership and delicious dining experiences.
Hey B, have you heard about the meeting we have to attend at the government agency?
Yeah, I have. It's about discussing the protection of our nation's secrets.
That sounds serious. Who are we meeting?
We're going to meet an information security engineer and a network security expert. They are supposed to enlighten us on how to safeguard our nation's classified information.
That sounds like a job for James Bond, doesn't it?
Yeah. We'll have to bring out our inner spy to understand their lingo.
Do you think they'll be like those cybersecurity experts in the movies who can hack into anything?
Who knows? But what we can hope for is that they'll reveal some amazing security tricks that we can use to protect our secrets.
I think this is an important meeting, and we'll have to be extra cautious with our questions.
Let's not forget to pack our spy glasses and earpieces.
Ha ha ha. It's not about playing spy games, but I do agree that we need to keep our ears sharp to learn from these experts.
You're right. I'm looking forward to the meeting. It sounds intriguing and informative.
Me too. Let's get ready to be attentive, to ask smart questions and, most importantly, to have fun while learning about national security. Hey, did you see that street performer earlier? He was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I did. He had some serious talent. I was amazed by his tricks.
Right? I couldn't believe my eyes when he started juggling those flaming torches.
Haha, yeah, that was crazy. I was afraid he was going to burn his face.
I was thinking the same thing. But he made it look so easy. I guess practice really does make perfect.
Definitely. He must have spent hours and hours honing his craft.
And the way he was interacting with the audience was hilarious. I've never seen a street performer with such great banter.
Oh yeah, he was definitely entertaining. I loved it when he pulled a volunteer from the crowd to help him with his act.
Me too. That lady was so funny. I'm surprised she didn't steal the show herself.
Haha, yeah, she was a natural. But the performer was gracious and made sure to give her plenty of attention.
Overall, I think that was one of the best street performances I've seen in a while. I'm glad we stopped to watch.
Same here. It was a great way to spend a sunny afternoon in Melbourne.
Hey B, have you ever heard of ISO 27001 change control?
Sounds like a mouthful. Is it some kind of new diet?
Haha, no, it's actually a standard for information security. It basically sets guidelines and procedures for managing changes to your system.
Oh cool, so it's like a code of conduct for techies?
Exactly. It helps ensure that any changes made to a system are properly assessed, tested, and approved before implementation.
That sounds pretty important. I don't want anyone messing with my data.
Agreed. That's why having strict change control processes in place can really help mitigate the risk of unauthorized access or data breaches.
So, what are some key things to keep in mind when it comes to ISO 27001 change control?
Well, you want to make sure you document everything, from the initial request to the final implementation. And it's also important to have a defined scope, so you're only making changes that are necessary.
Got it. So, basically, it's like following a recipe when you're cooking. You don't want to add too much salt or your dish will be ruined.
Haha, sure, we can think of it like that. ISO 27001 change control is like the recipe, and we're the chefs following it to ensure the dish comes out perfectly.
I like that analogy. And I'm feeling hungry now. Want to grab lunch and discuss more information security standards?
Sure, why not? But let's make sure we have proper authorization to leave the office first. Hey B, have you read the ISO 27001 Security Incident Report, SIR, yet?
No, not yet. Is it worth reading?
Definitely, especially if we want to improve our cybersecurity.
Okay, I'll give it a read after our chat. What are your key takeaways?
Well, firstly, it emphasizes the importance of timely and effective incident reporting.
That's true. I heard about a company that was hacked but didn't report it for weeks, and it ended up costing them millions.
Yeah, that's why it's crucial to have clear reporting policies and procedures in place.
Agreed. What about prevention strategies?
The report suggests implementing security controls such as firewalls and antivirus software, as well as providing security awareness training for employees.
Makes sense. And what if an incident does occur?
The report recommends having a detailed incident response plan, including steps for containment, eradication, and recovery.
That's really helpful. I'll definitely have a read through it later.
It's also important to assign clear responsibilities for incident management.
Yeah, having a designated incident response team can be a lifesaver in a crisis.
Exactly. And don't forget to regularly review and update your incident management plan.
Great advice. Hey, do you have any good resources for further learning?
Sure, there are some great online courses and webinars available. I'll send you some links after our chat.
Awesome, thanks. It's always good to stay on top of our security game.
Absolutely. And remember, security isn't just everyone's responsibility, it's everyone's opportunity to make a difference.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks again for sharing your insights, A.
Hey B, have you heard of ISO 27001 social engineering?
Not really. What's that?
It's a standard for managing information security. It includes guidelines on how to prevent social engineering attacks.
Oh, I've heard of those. Like the phishing emails that try to trick you into giving away your personal info?
Exactly. This standard provides measures to avoid those types of attacks.
Wow, I should implement those measures in my personal life too. My mom always falls for fake tech support scams on her computer.
Seriously? Maybe you could teach her some of these measures so she stops getting scammed.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's so important to protect your personal information nowadays, you never know who could be trying to steal it.
Absolutely. And this standard also covers other types of social engineering, like phone scams, impersonation, and physical theft.
It's crazy how creative scammers can be in finding ways to trick people.
That's why it's important to always be alert and cautious. And by following guidelines like ISO 27001 social engineering, we can protect ourselves and our information.
I'll definitely look into it. Thanks for the heads up, A.
No problem, B. Always happy to help out. Thank you all for coming. I'm excited to be here tonight to perform at the Sydney Opera House.
We're thrilled to be here. What's first on the set list?
We're starting with some classical pieces, including a favorite of mine, Beethoven's Sonata No. 8.
Oh, I love that piece. Can't wait to hear it.
I'm glad to hear that. Do you have a favorite composer or piece of classical music?
I'm partial to Mozart and his Symphony No. 40. It's just so beautiful.
Excellent choice. I'll keep that in mind for future performances.
So, how did you get into music? Did you always know that you wanted to be a musician?
Yes, ever since I was a child, music has been my passion. I'm fortunate to have made a career out of it.
That's amazing. Music has always been just a hobby for me, but I love it nonetheless.
That's what counts. Music is a universal language that can bring people together.
Absolutely. So, what's next on the set list? Anything a bit more upbeat?
Yes, we'll be transitioning into some jazz pieces next. The audience always seems to enjoy those.
Nice. I can't wait to tap my feet to that rhythm.
I'm glad to hear it. I think it'll be a lively set, and I hope we'll be able to get everyone up and dancing.
That sounds like a plan. Hey, would you ever consider composing your own music?
Actually, I've dabbled in composing a bit. But I find I'm more comfortable performing and interpreting the works of others.
Understandable. Well, we certainly appreciate hearing you perform tonight. Keep the music coming.
Absolutely, and thank you for being a supportive audience. Let's keep the energy up and have some fun. Hey love, do you want to watch a movie or a TV show?
How about we watch a sitcom? Something lighthearted to end the day.
Sounds like a plan. Let me find a good one. How about Friends?
That's perfect. I never get tired of watching that show.
Me too. It's always so funny and entertaining.
Hey, have you ever noticed how Monica is always cleaning?
Yes. And how Chandler always makes sarcastic jokes.
Haha, exactly. And Ross is always so awkward.
And Phoebe is just crazy, in a good way.
That's why the show is so good, it has such memorable characters.
I know, right? And the theme song is so catchy too.
I sometimes catch myself humming it even when the show is over.
Haha, me too. It's just one of those shows that stays with you.
I agree. I'm glad we can always count on Friends to put us in a good mood.
Me too. Now let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Sounds like a perfect night.
Hey there, how's work going? Just checking in and saw that we had some new treats on display. Have you tried any of them yet? You know I can't resist macarons. I'll definitely have to give them a try. Yes, we got some new gummies in from Japan. They're shaped like little animals, so cute. Speaking of which, how's business been today? I'm glad to hear that. I was worried the pandemic might have affected sales. That's true. Alright, I better let you get back to work. Keep up the good job, and don't eat too many macarons without me. Have you ever tried paella before?
No, I have not. What is it?
It's a Spanish rice dish with a lot of flavor. It's like the Spanish version of fried rice.
Sounds delicious. What's in it?
Oh boy. There's rice, saffron, chicken, shellfish, and sometimes even rabbit meat.
Wow, that sounds fancy. Do you know how to make it?
I wish I did. It seems like a complicated dish to cook.
Yeah, it does. Is there a special way to eat it?
Yes, traditionally, you eat it right out of the pan with a wooden spoon.
That's unique. Have you had it before?
Yes, I had it on vacation in Spain. It was amazing. I could have eaten the whole pan.
I'm jealous. I need to try it sometime.
You definitely should. It's one of those dishes that will transport you to another place.
Speaking of travel, when we can travel again, we should plan a trip to Spain to have some authentic paella.
Deal. And we'll eat it with a wooden spoon, just like the locals.
Haha, sounds like a plan. Until then, let's find a good Spanish restaurant and indulge in some paella.
Yes, let's do that. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Hi, I'm Sarah, an online marketer. Nice to meet you.
Hi there, I'm Mark, owner of B. Nice to meet you too.
So, what brings you to the Internet Marketing Expo today?
Well, I heard about this expo from a friend, and I wanted to explore new opportunities to promote my business online.
That's great. And what kind of products or services do you offer?
We sell handmade crafts and artisanal goods, all locally sourced and sustainable.
That sounds amazing. And have you tried any online marketing strategies before?
Yes, we do have a website and we're active on social media, but we're always looking for ways to improve our online presence.
I see. One effective strategy is to use influencer marketing. Do you know what that is?
Not really. Can you explain?
Sure. It's when you partner with popular bloggers or social media users to promote your product or service to their followers. It can be a great way to reach a new audience.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you have any recommendations for influencers to work with?
Yes, I actually have a list of local influencers who might be a good fit for your brand. Let me send it to you.
That would be amazing, thank you.
No problem. Do you have any other questions or concerns about online marketing?
Not at the moment, you've been really helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mark. I hope we can collaborate in the future. Have a great day at the expo. Hey there, ready for the shoot today?
Yes, totally excited to be working with you.
Good to hear that. The beach is a perfect location to capture some amazing shots.
Agreed. By the way, I love your camera. What model is it?
It's a Sony A7R4. It's a little pricey, but the image quality is worth it.
That's amazing. Do you have any tips for posing at the beach?
Definitely. Keep your shoulders relaxed, elongate your neck, and play with your hair. And most importantly, have fun with it.
Thanks for the advice. You make it sound easy.
It's all about confidence. You have it in spades.
Haha, thanks for the compliment. So what's the theme for today's shoot?
It's a beachwear shoot, so we want to highlight the swimsuit and the beauty of the beach.
Sounds fantastic. I'm ready to show off this bikini.
Perfect. Let's get started with some basic poses first.
Sure thing. Should I walk towards the camera or stand still?
Let's start with standing still, with the sun behind you. It will create a stunning halo effect.
Got it. How about I lean on this rock and look out to sea?
Perfect idea. Let me snap a few shots.
How do they look?
Absolutely stunning. You are a natural in front of the camera.
Thank you. This location makes it easy. Can't wait to see the final shots.
Don't worry, they'll be amazing. Let's take some more photos with different poses and angles.
Sounds great to me. Thanks again for making this so fun and easy.
Hey B, have you ever tried pork chops before?
Yeah, I've had them a few times. Why do you ask?
I just tried them for the first time last night and they were amazing.
That's awesome. Did you cook them yourself?
No, I went to a restaurant and ordered them there. But I think I'm going to try cooking them myself soon.
You should. Pork chops are actually pretty easy to cook. What seasoning did they use at the restaurant?
I'm not sure, but it was definitely something savory. Do you have any suggestions for seasoning?
I like to keep it simple with just salt, pepper, and garlic powder. But you can also try marinating them first.
Oh, that sounds fancy. What kind of marinade would you recommend?
It really depends on your taste preferences. You can go sweet or spicy, or even try something with teriyaki sauce.
I think I'll try the sweet one. Thanks for the tip.
No problem. Let me know how it turns out.
Will do. But I also have a confession to make. I'm a little worried about overcooking the pork chops.
Don't worry, just make sure to use a meat thermometer and take them out when they reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit.
Got it, thanks again for your help.
Anytime. And if all else fails, just order takeout.
Hey, have you ever tried kebab before?
Are you kidding me? Kebab is my go-to food, dude.
Oh really? I always thought it looked a bit weird.
What? How could you say that? You're missing out on one of the most delicious things ever.
Alright. What's so great about it anyway?
Well, for starters, the meat is always so juicy and flavorful. And don't even get me started on the sauces.
I heard that it can be pretty greasy though. Isn't that bad for you?
Everything in moderation, my friend. Plus, the veggies in the wrap balance it out perfectly.
That's true. So, what's your favorite kind of kebab?
Oh man, there are so many good options. But I think I have to go with lamb. What about you?
I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard chicken is pretty popular.
Chicken is definitely a classic. But lamb is where it's at.
Alright, I'll have to take your word for it and try it next time.
You won't regret it. Just make sure you have some napkins handy.
Hi, I'm A. It looks like we're going to be seatmates for this flight.
Nice to meet you, A. I'm B. I'm also on my way to a business meeting.
Me too. I'm a senior consultant for a consulting firm that specializes in business strategies.
That's great. I'm an enterprise consultant, so we're definitely in the same field.
I couldn't agree more. You know, I always find it interesting how different companies prioritize different aspects of business management.
Yes, there's no one-size-fits-all solution, and every company has its own approach.
Absolutely. It's important for companies to identify their strengths and weaknesses and develop strategies that leverage them accordingly.
That's right. And sometimes, it's not just about identifying the issues, but it's also about finding the right people and tools to address them.
Very true. What do you think are some of the emerging trends in business management?
Well, I think the rise of the gig economy is one of them. More companies are turning to freelance workers to fill in the gaps.
Yes, and with the advancements in technology, remote work has become more accessible too.
Definitely. I also think that companies are starting to prioritize diversity and inclusion more than ever before.
Yes, diversity in the workplace can lead to a more productive and creative team. It's definitely worth investing in.
And at the end of the day, maintaining a positive company culture can make all the difference in keeping employees happy and productive.
Agreed. But it all starts with a solid strategy in place. It seems like we have a lot to talk about before we land. Hi there. I'm glad we're finally meeting to discuss the development of our enterprise information system.
Yes, I'm excited to work with you. As a database administrator, it's important that we create a robust and reliable system for our company.
Absolutely. As a software architect, I understand the importance of ensuring that the various components of the system work together seamlessly.
That's great. I think we should start by identifying the data we need to store and how we will organize it.
Agreed. And we also need to consider how we will access and manage that data.
Definitely. I think we should prioritize data security and backups to ensure that we don't lose any valuable information.
Good point. We should also consider the scalability of the system so that it can handle future growth.
Yes, and we need to make sure that the system is user-friendly and easy to navigate for our employees.
Absolutely. It's also important that the system integrates well with our existing software and hardware.
Right. And we can't forget about providing training and support for our employees to use the new system.
Agreed. This is a big project, but I'm confident that with our expertise, we can create a strong and stable enterprise information system.
I agree. I'm looking forward to working on this project together and seeing it through to completion.
Likewise. Let's get started. Happy anniversary, dear. It's hard to believe we've been married for 5 years already.
Time flies, doesn't it? But I'm glad we're still together after all these years.
Me too. So, what do you want to order for dinner?
Let's go all out and get the lobster and steak. It's not every day we celebrate like this.
Sounds good to me. Oh, and did you see the dessert menu? They have a chocolate lava cake.
You know me too well. Chocolate lava cake it is.
Laughs, of course, I do. So, have you made any plans for our vacation next month?
Not yet. Do you have any ideas?
How about Hawaii? We've always talked about going there.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait.
Me neither. But first, let's enjoy our dinner tonight.
Agreed. And thanks again for being such an amazing partner all these years.
Stop it, you're making me blush. But I feel the same way about you.
Smiling, I think we're a pretty great team.
Smiling back, yes, we are. Here's to many more years together.
Cheers to that.
Hello there, I'm glad to meet you. I understand that we'll be discussing how to establish effective network security measures.
Yes, that's correct. As a system administrator, I'm always looking for ways to improve our security protocols. What do you suggest we focus on first?
Well, one of the most critical steps is ensuring that all devices connected to the network are secure. This can be done by requiring strong passwords and using encryption.
That's a good point. We also need to stay on top of software updates and security patches to prevent vulnerabilities from being exploited.
Absolutely. It's essential to have an incident response plan in place in case something does happen, and we need to act quickly to contain it.
I also think regular security awareness training for employees is crucial. They should know best practices for protecting sensitive information and how to recognize phishing attempts.
Yes, that's an excellent idea. And making sure that access to sensitive information is restricted only to those who need it is also vital.
I agree. We can also use firewalls and intrusion detection systems to monitor network traffic and identify potential threats.
Definitely. And regularly conducting vulnerability assessments and penetration testing can identify weaknesses in the system and help us address them before they can be exploited.
That's a comprehensive list. I feel like we have a good foundation to create an effective network security strategy. Thanks for your insights.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to have these discussions and work towards improving our security measures. Hi B, it's great to see you here in the park. How's your day going?
Hi A. It's going great actually. The weather is perfect for some sketching.
Yes, the sun is shining and there's a lot of beauty to capture around here. Have you thought about how you'll approach that?
Definitely. I think starting with a quick pencil sketch to capture the general shape and composition of the landscape is a good first step. Then I can add details and colors with watercolors.
That sounds like a good technique. As for me, I think capturing the natural light and shadows is important in photography. But I also want to add a unique perspective to my shots.
That's a great point. I believe capturing the essence of the environment is something that both photography and illustration can do well.
Yes, and we can also find inspiration from each other's work. Sometimes a certain shot or drawing can spark an idea for us to approach the same scene differently.
Absolutely, and I think it's important to appreciate the natural beauty around us while we capture it. It reminds us why we love what we do.
I couldn't agree more. Plus, being in this peaceful setting in the park can bring added benefits to our well-being.
Yes, it's a great way to clear the mind and let creativity flow. And who knows, maybe our work will inspire others to appreciate the beauty of nature too.
That would be wonderful. After all, art is meant to be shared and enjoyed. Let's get started on capturing these beautiful views.
Agreed, let's do it.
Good afternoon, sir. Where can I take you today?
Hello. I need to go to Navy Pier, please.
Sure thing. Before we hit the busy streets of Chicago, I just want to give you a quick rundown of the traffic rules in the city. Is that okay with you?
Of course. I'd love to know.
Great. First off, always remember to buckle up for safety. In Chicago, it is also illegal to talk, text, or use any handheld device while driving.
Got it, safety first.
Also, when you want to turn left, you should do so from the left lane. If you want to turn right, you should do so from the right lane.
That makes sense, it's simpler.
Yep. And if you come to a four-way stop, the first person to reach the intersection has the right of way. If two or more vehicles reach it at the same time, the one on the right has the right of way.
I see. It's like a polite game of chicken.
Haha, you could say that. Lastly, if you see a pedestrian waiting at a crosswalk, please stop for them to cross.
Of course, safety for everyone.
Absolutely. Those are the basic rules you need to know. Anything else you want me to explain before we head out?
No, that was very helpful. Thanks. Let's go to Navy Pier.
Hey B, have you heard that the sport team is trying to improve their performance with data analysis?
Yes, I have. I'm excited to see how they can use data to enhance their skills and strategies.
As a data scientist, what kind of data do you think is most helpful?
Well, I think tracking player performance data like speed, stamina, and accuracy during games will provide useful insights.
That's interesting. As a data analyst, what kind of analysis could you do with that data?
We could create predictive models to understand how these factors affect the probability of winning or losing a game.
That sounds like it would be helpful to the coaches and players.
Definitely. And we could also analyze situational data like the time of year, weather conditions, and the opposing team's strengths and weaknesses.
Wow, using data like this can really give a team a competitive edge.
I totally agree. Data-backed strategies are the future of sports, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Me too. It's amazing how data can bring teams to a whole new level of performance.
Absolutely. Plus, it's pretty cool to be a data geek who can also talk about sports strategy.
Haha, true that. Looks like we've got an interesting project ahead of us. Let's work together to make our team a champion. Hey B, great to see you again. I'm glad we finally get a chance to work together on this fitness app project.
Yeah, me too. It's always exciting to collaborate with someone from a different field. So what's your vision for the app?
Well, I think the app should be user-friendly and provide a personalized experience. Users should be able to track their progress, set fitness goals, and have access to various workout routines.
Absolutely. From my perspective, the app's design should be visually appealing and easy to navigate. The color palette and typography should also convey a sense of encouragement and motivation.
That's so true. Maybe we could also add some gamification features, such as achievement badges or leaderboards, to keep users engaged and motivated.
I love that idea. And we could also leverage social media to allow users to share their achievements and progress with their friends or gym buddies.
Yes, that's a great idea. And we can also add some fun and interactive features, such as virtual personal trainer and health trivia quizzes, to make the app more engaging.
Sounds like a really exciting project. And don't forget, we'll need to conduct user testing and gather feedback to ensure the app meets our users' needs.
Absolutely. We'll need to iterate and refine the app design based on user feedback. But I'm confident that with our expertise and collaboration, we'll create an awesome fitness app that users will love.
I agree. It's going to be a fun and rewarding collaboration. Let's get started.
Hello there. Welcome to our farm. Have you picked fruit before?
Hi. No, I haven't. I'm really excited to try it though.
Awesome. Well, today we're picking oranges. Let me show you how to find the ripe ones.
That sounds great. Thanks for showing me.
So, you want to look for oranges that are bright orange in color and feel heavy in your hand.
Got it. How do I pick them?
Just gently twist the orange and it should come off easily. Here, you can try picking this one.
Wow, this is so cool. I never realized how much work went into picking fruit.
It can be hard work, but it's also really rewarding. And the fruit tastes even better when you pick it yourself.
I can't wait to taste these oranges. Do you sell them here on the farm?
Yes, we do. We also have other fruits, like apples and pears.
That's great to know. How long have you been running this farm?
Our family has been running this farm for generations. It's a labor of love.
That's really impressive. It must take a lot of dedication to maintain a farm like this.
Yes, it does. But it's worth it.
I agree. This experience has been amazing so far.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Would you like to pick some more oranges?
Definitely. I want to bring some home with me.
Sounds good. Let's get back to picking. Hey, have you heard about ISO 27001 risk monitoring and auditing?
Yeah, I've heard a bit about it. Why do you ask?
I'm just curious. They say it's important for businesses to stay ahead of the game.
For real? I had no idea.
Yup, it's all about protecting your company's information from any potential threats.
That sounds legit. But how do you even begin to monitor and audit for risks?
Well, first you gotta identify any potential risks and then assess the likelihood and impact of those risks.
Okay. And after you identify and assess the risks, what's next?
You gotta develop a risk management plan and implement it, and then regularly review and update it.
I see. And what's the deal with the auditing?
Auditing is basically a check-in to make sure that everything in your risk management plan is working as it should be.
Gotcha. It's like a safety net to make sure nothing gets overlooked.
Exactly. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
For sure. So, do you think our company needs to implement ISO 27001?
Well, that's up for a discussion. But it's definitely something worth considering.
Yeah, I'll bring it up at the next meeting.
Great idea. It's always worth taking the time to invest in our company's security. Hey there. I'm the grill master here. What can I grill up for you today?
Hey, I'm the beer and cocktail master. Can you suggest some meat that pairs well with beer?
Of course. How about some juicy pork ribs? They go great with a hoppy IPA.
Sounds tasty. How about something for those who prefer lighter beers?
Perhaps some grilled chicken skewers with a zesty marinade would be perfect with a crisp lager.
That sounds like a great combo. I'll get started on some cocktails to go with them.
What's your most popular cocktail?
Our margarita is always a hit. It's made with freshly squeezed lime juice and premium tequila.
That sounds delicious. Can I have one while I grill up these skewers?
Absolutely. And how about a refreshing beer to go with it?
Sure, surprise me with something new.
How about a fruity wheat beer? It has hints of banana and clove, perfect for summer.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it. Thanks for the recommendation.
No problem at all. Let me know if there's anything else you need to make your grilling experience even better.
Will do. And if you need anything grilled or charred, just let me know.
Definitely will. Cheers to a great day of food and drinks.
Hey B, have you heard about ISO 27001's Information Security Management System, ISMS?
No, I haven't. What's that about?
Basically, it's a framework for businesses to manage and protect sensitive data.
Ah, that sounds quite useful. Have you implemented it in your company?
Yeah, we have. It's been great for keeping our data secure and organized.
That's good to hear. Is it a complicated system to set up?
It can be, but there are plenty of resources and consultants available to help out.
I see. Do you know if it's mandatory for all businesses to implement?
It's not mandatory, but it's certainly recommended for companies that deal with sensitive information. It also enhances the credibility of the company.
That's good to know. Is there anything specific that the ISMS covers?
Yes, it covers things like risk assessment, security policies, and procedures for dealing with security breaches.
It definitely sounds comprehensive. How long did it take for your company to implement it?
It took a few months, but it was definitely worth the effort. It's made our data much more organized and secure.
I might consider implementing it in my company too. Thanks for telling me about it.
No problem. Happy to help out. Hey, have you heard of ISO 27001?
Yeah, I have. It's an international standard for information security management, right?
That's right. And do you know about the information security objectives?
Sort of. I know the goals you set to protect your information assets.
You got it. And the cool thing is that you can adapt those objectives to suit your company's unique needs and risks.
Sounds like a lot of work. But I guess it's worth it to keep our information safe.
Absolutely. Plus, having ISO 27001 certification can boost our company's reputation and appeal to clients.
That's a good point. So what are some examples of information security objectives?
Well, there's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. For example, we might set an objective to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data, ensure accurate and complete information, and make sure our systems and data are always accessible.
Got it. Those all sound pretty important.
Definitely. And the best part is, by setting clear objectives, we can measure our progress and continuously improve our security measures.
I like the sound of that. Let's get started on our own objectives.
Sounds like a plan. With ISO 27001 on our side, we can tackle any security challenge. Good morning. I'm Dr. A, the veterinarian here at the animal shelter. Are you our new volunteer?
Hi, Dr. A. Yes, I'm B, the new volunteer to help with the animals. It's so exciting to be here.
Welcome, B. We're thrilled to have you. We have a lot of furry friends that need your help today.
Great. What should I do first?
Well, we have a few dogs and cats that need to be checked by the vet. Would you like to help me with that?
Yes, please. I love animals, so I will be happy to assist you.
Fantastic. Let's get our hands dirty, shall we?
I can't believe how cute these little kittens are.
Yes, they are adorable. They also need their shots, so be prepared.
No problem, Dr. A. I'll be gentle.
That's what I like to hear. And now we have an older dog here who needs a tooth pulled out.
Ouch. That sounds painful. How can we help?
We'll give him an anesthetic first, so he won't feel any pain. Then we'll carefully remove the tooth. All right, we're all done for today. Great job, B. You were a big help.
Thank you, Dr. A. I learned a lot and had so much fun. Can I come back and help again?
Of course. We always need volunteers like you who are passionate about animal care. You're welcome here anytime.
Yay, that's great to hear. Thanks again. It was a pleasure working with you.
Same here, B. Take care and we'll see you soon. Good morning, B. How can I help you today?
Hi, A. I'm having a bit of an issue with my landlord.
Oh no, what's going on?
Well, we signed a lease and he's been raising my rent every month.
That doesn't sound right. Let me take a look at your lease agreement.
Sure, here you go.
Okay, it looks like there's no clause that allows for rent increases during the lease term. We can definitely bring this up with your landlord and get it sorted out.
That's great news. I was worried I would have to move out.
No need to worry, B. We'll make sure your rights as a tenant are protected.
Thank you, A. I really appreciate your help.
Of course, that's what I'm here for. Now let's get to work on drafting a letter to send to your landlord.
Sounds good. Do you need me to do anything else?
Just sit back, relax, and let me handle everything. And by the way, have you seen the latest episode of that legal drama show?
Yes. I'm actually addicted to it. Do you watch it too?
Absolutely. It's so unrealistic, but so entertaining.
I know, right? I wish real cases were that glamorous.
Me too, but unfortunately, the reality is less exciting than the TV version.
Well, thanks again for your help, A. I'll see you soon.
You're welcome, B. Have a great day. Hey, have you ever heard of ISO 27001 backup?
ISO what? No, I've never heard of it. What is it?
Basically, it's a standard for data backup and recovery procedures to ensure data security for organizations. Pretty important stuff.
Ah, okay. So why are we talking about it?
Well, we need to implement it in our company. You know, to make sure our data is always secure.
Gotcha. So what kind of backups are we talking about here?
Full backups, incremental backups, differential backups, you name it, we're doing it.
Wow. That's a lot of backups. But why do we need so many?
Well, it's all about minimizing data loss in case something goes wrong. You never know when disaster might strike.
True. And what about recovery? How would we recover our data in case of a disaster?
We've got a whole process for that. We'll go through our disaster recovery plan and restore our data from backups. Piece of cake.
Laughs, I hope so. But are there any risks involved in this process?
Of course, there always are. But that's why ISO 27001 backup standards exist to help us minimize those risks.
Right, that makes sense. So how long does it usually take to implement ISO 27001 backup?
It really depends on our company's specific needs and requirements. But it could take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months.
Okay. And who would handle the implementation?
Our IT team would be responsible for that. They'll make sure everything is set up according to the ISO standards.
Got it. Well, it sounds like a lot of work, but definitely worth it in the long run.
Absolutely. Our data is too important not to protect. Hi B, nice meeting you here at the law firm. I heard you're interested in automating contract management?
Hey, yeah, that's right. It's a bit of a headache dealing with multiple contracts manually.
I totally get that. I'm an IT consultant and we've been helping companies automate a lot of their processes. Have you considered using a document management system?
I'm not sure. How can a system really help with contracts?
Well, there are powerful tools that can extract information from contracts and automatically categorize them. Plus, you can set up workflows for approvals and changes.
Interesting. Do you have any recommendations for a system?
Yes, there are a lot of options out there, but I highly recommend Insert System Name. It's widely recognized as a leader in document management and has a lot of customizable features.
Sounds like it could be expensive, though.
It can be, but think about the time saved from manually tracking all those contracts. It might end up being more cost-effective.
That's a good point. How long does it take to set up?
It depends on the size of your company and the number of contracts you have, but we've worked with similar clients, and it takes about a month of implementation and training.
Do we need to have an internal IT team to support it?
Not at all. We offer ongoing support and maintenance, and the system is user-friendly enough that anyone can learn to use it.
Okay, I'm sold. Let's go ahead and set up a demo.
Great. We'll have someone from our team reach out to set that up for you.
Thanks for the recommendation, A. It's been a productive discussion.
My pleasure, B. It's always a pleasure to help streamline processes and improve efficiency. Hi B, have you had a chance to look at the ISO 27001 Vulnerability Assessment Report yet?
Yeah, I did. It's a lengthy report, but it's fascinating.
I know, right? I was a bit intimidated at first, but once I started reading it, I couldn't stop.
The report helps to identify weaknesses in our security policies, procedures, and controls, and suggests ways to improve them.
Exactly. Ultimately, the goal is to mitigate security risks and vulnerabilities.
Right, and ultimately protect our company's sensitive data and assets.
Have you noticed any particular vulnerabilities that stood out to you?
Yes, actually. There were a few that caught my eye. For example, our password policy needs some improvement. We need to start requiring stronger passwords and encourage employees to change them regularly.
Yes, I noticed that too. We should also start using two-factor authentication to add an extra layer of security.
Agreed. And there's also the issue of employees using personal devices to access work-related information. We need to have a policy to regulate that.
That's a great point, B. Maybe we can develop a bring-your-own-device policy that outlines the rules and guidelines for employees.
Yes, that's a good idea. It's better to be proactive and prevent any potential security breaches than react to them.
Absolutely. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to protecting sensitive data.
Yes, and having a solid security system in place not only protects our company's assets and reputation, but also inspires confidence in our clients.
Yes, that's so true. Trust is such an important factor when it comes to doing business.
Well, let's start working on improving our security policies and implementing these suggested improvements. We can't be too careful when it comes to protecting our company's valuable assets.
Agreed. Thanks for your input, B. Let's get started. Good morning. How can I assist you today?
Hi there. I have some legal paperwork I need help with. Can you take a look at it?
Sure thing. Please have a seat. What kind of legal matter is it?
It's regarding a lease agreement for my apartment. I want to make sure I understand all the terms and conditions.
No problem. Let's go over it together. Have you already signed the lease?
Yes, I have.
All right. Did you have any concerns about the terms before you signed it?
Not really, but now that I reread it, I have some questions.
I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Fire away.
Okay, so what exactly does subletting mean?
That means you are allowed to rent out your apartment to someone else if you need to be away for a period of time. But it must be approved by the landlord first.
Got it. And what about this section about pets? What kind of pets am I allowed to have?
The lease specifies that only small domestic pets are allowed, such as dogs or cats. But it's best to check with your landlord first before you adopt any animals.
All right. Thank you for explaining these to me. This makes it much clearer.
Glad to be of help. Do you have any other questions or concerns?
No, that's all for now. Thank you for your time.
It was my pleasure. Don't hesitate to contact me for any future legal needs. Have a great day. Hi there. Welcome to the amusement park. Are you excited?
Hello. Yes, I'm so pumped. I haven't been to one in a while.
Great. Have you decided which ride you want to try first?
I'm not sure. What's your favorite one?
Oh, that's a tough question. But I'd have to say the roller coaster is a must-try.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Let's go.
Woohoo. Hang on tight. Here we go.
Screaming.
That was awesome, right?
Yeah, that was so exhilarating. What ride is next?
How about the Ferris wheel? It's not as scary, but it has a great view of the park.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Look at that view. It's stunning.
It really is. Thank you for suggesting this ride.
You're welcome. I love seeing the smiles on people's faces when they're having fun.
You definitely made this experience even more enjoyable for me.
It was my pleasure. Have you had enough for today, or do you want to try one more ride?
I think I'm ready to wrap it up for the day. But I'll definitely come back again.
That's great to hear. I'll see you next time. Hi, I'm here to report my lost luggage.
Hi there. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me what your luggage looks like?
It's a black suitcase with a red ribbon and my initials, JR, on it.
All right, got it. Can you also provide me with your contact details so we can keep you updated on your lost luggage?
Sure, here's my phone number and email address.
Great, thanks. We'll do our best to locate your luggage and send it to you as soon as possible.
Thanks a lot. I feel so lost without it. Chuckles.
Don't worry, we'll make sure you and your luggage reunite soon. In the meantime, is there anything else we can assist you with?
Actually, I could use some travel tips while waiting. Do you have any recommendations for must-try local food around here?
Absolutely. Have you tried the famous street food here yet? My personal favorite is the spicy chicken skewers.
No, I haven't. I'll definitely give it a try. Thanks for the suggestion.
You're welcome. And if you need more recommendations or assistance, don't hesitate to ask. We're always here to help.
That's very kind of you. Thanks again.
No problem at all. Take care and have a good day.
Hi there. How may I assist you with your trip to San Francisco?
Hi. I'm interested in exploring the city's landmarks and trying out delicious foods.
Great choice. We can arrange a tour that includes the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz Island, and Chinatown. Do you have any dietary restrictions?
No, I'm open to trying different cuisines.
Awesome. There's a famous seafood restaurant on Fisherman's Wharf that serves fresh clam chowder and Dungeness crab. Would you be interested in trying that?
Yes, that sounds amazing. And what about accommodations?
We have several hotel options around Union Square, which is a central location with easy access to attractions and public transportation. How many nights will you be staying?
I plan to stay for 5 nights.
Perfect. We can also arrange a day trip to Wine Country or Muir Woods National Monument if you're interested.
That sounds wonderful. How much would the entire package cost?
The package would cost around $1,200, which includes the tour, dining, accommodation, and transportation. Is that within your budget?
Yes, that works for me. Let's book it.
Great. I'll send you the itinerary and confirmation details via email. Is there anything else you need to know about the trip?
No, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for your help.
My pleasure. Have a fantastic trip. No, not yet, but I'm planning a trip soon.
You're going to love it. Have you heard about their beer and wine culture?
Not really, can you tell me more?
Well, Australia is known for their delicious red wines like Shiraz and Cabernet Sauvignon.
I love a good rich wine.
Then you'll definitely want to try some of Australia's world-class wines.
But what about their beer?
Australia has a unique beer culture as well, with famous brands like Foster's and XXXX.
But aren't those considered too commercial?
Yes, but there are also microbreweries that produce amazing craft beers.
Really? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, you should also try some of their pale ales and lagers.
I'll make sure to add that to my list.
Don't forget to also try some of their local specialties like sparkling Shiraz and fruity roses.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to explore the wine and beer culture in Australia.
Trust me, it's one of the highlights of any visit to Australia.
Thanks for the tips. I'll be sure to report back on my favorites. Good morning, be ready to shoot today's scene?
Yes, I am. How are you feeling, eh? Any last-minute jitters?
I'm feeling great actually. It's a sunny day in Melbourne, and I'm excited to shoot the scene.
That's fantastic to hear. What can you tell me about the scene we'll be shooting today?
Well, it's a romantic scene between you and the female lead. You'll be professing your love for her on a beautiful yacht on the Yarra River.
Wow, what a romantic setting. I think I'm going to need to get into character early for this one.
Laughs, yes, I can imagine. Don't worry, I have some great lines written for you.
Smiling, I trust you, eh? You're a talented director.
Smiling back, thank you, B. I have a great cast and crew to work with.
Speaking of the crew, have you heard any interesting stories lately on set?
Chuckles, well, yesterday we had a bit of a mishap when a seagull swooped down and stole one of our actress's pastries during a break.
Laughing, oh no. I hope she got another one.
Nodding, she did, and we made sure to keep an eye out for any more swooping seagulls.
Smiling, this is definitely one for the blooper reel.
Laughing, yes, I suppose it is. But let's focus on getting this scene right and making it as magical as possible.
Agreed. Let's do this.
Alright, let's roll camera. Wow, this forest is absolutely breathtaking today. Perfect for a hunting trip.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I'm really excited to prepare some delicious wild game dishes with whatever we catch.
Well, let's get to it. Which animal do you think we should go for?
How about some rabbit? It's lean and tender, perfect for grilling.
Good choice. Let's see if we can spot any. Look over there, I think I see some movement.
Wait, let me get my binoculars. Oh yes. That's definitely a rabbit. Let's quietly approach it.
Gotcha. That was a clean shot.
Great job, let's prepare it right away. Do you have a recipe in mind?
Yeah, my family has a secret marinade that we use for rabbit. It's super tasty.
Sounds perfect. Let's start by skinning and gutting it. This dish looks amazing. I can't wait to try it.
Me too. It's always better to know where your food comes from and to appreciate the work that goes into making it.
Right you are. And besides, it's always more delicious when you put in the time and effort to prepare it yourself.
Absolutely. Let's eat up and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Good afternoon, I'm your tour guide for the day. My name is Jack.
Nice to meet you, Jack. I'm the winery manager, Sarah. Welcome to our vineyard.
Thank you, Sarah. Can you tell us a bit about the history of this vineyard?
Sure thing. This vineyard was founded by my grandparents almost 60 years ago. We specialize in producing Shiraz grapes, which grow wonderfully in the South Australian climate.
That's fascinating. And what makes your Shiraz so unique?
Our Shiraz has a rich, bold flavor with hints of blackberry and pepper. It's also aged in oak barrels for 12 months, which gives it a distinctive smoky taste.
Sounds delicious. And what do you recommend pairing it with?
Our Shiraz pairs well with red meats, especially a juicy steak. And for dessert, try it with some chocolate or a cheese plate.
Yum, that sounds heavenly. Can we try some wine now?
Of course. Let's head over to our tasting room and I'll give you a proper sampling of our current vintage.
Sounds great. Lead the way.
Here are some glasses for you to use. First up, we have our 2018 Shiraz. It has a smooth finish with notes of blackberry and vanilla.
Sipping the wine, that's lovely.
Next, we have our 2019 Chardonnay. It's crisp and refreshing with hints of citrus.
Sipping the wine, delicious. I'm not usually a fan of Chardonnay, but this is really nice.
I'm glad to hear that. Would you like to try any other wines, or do you have any questions about the winemaking process?
Actually, yes. Can you tell us more about how you select and harvest the grapes?
Thank you for visiting our vineyard, Jack. I hope you enjoyed the tour and tasting.
I definitely did. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and wines with us, Sarah.
It was my pleasure. Safe travels back to your hotel.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm A, the software engineer who's in charge of developing the AI diagnosis system.
Hi, I'm B. So, can you tell me more about the project?
Sure. The idea is to create a system that can diagnose various medical conditions using AI algorithms and data analysis.
That sounds interesting. How are you planning to collect the data for the system?
We're working with hospitals and clinics to gather medical records and diagnostic images. We'll clean and label the data to train our algorithms.
That's great. What kind of data sources are you using for the system?
We're using various sources such as X-rays, MRI scans, and CT scans.
That's a lot of data. Are you using any specific machine learning techniques?
Yes. We're using deep learning algorithms such as convolutional neural networks, CNNs, and recurrent neural networks, RNNs.
That's impressive. I think this system can really improve patient outcomes. How are you going to ensure its accuracy?
We'll validate the system's accuracy by comparing its diagnoses with those of human experts. We'll also monitor the system's performance and make adjustments as necessary.
Sounds like a solid plan. How long do you think it will take to develop the system?
We're aiming to release a beta version within a year and a fully functioning version within 2 years.
That's ambitious but feasible. Do you need any help from the data science team?
Absolutely. We'll need your expertise in data analysis and machine learning to develop accurate and reliable algorithms.
Glad to hear that. Let's work together to make this system a success.
Yes, let's do that. We're excited to see how this AI diagnosis system could make a positive impact on the health industry.
Definitely, it's a promising use of artificial intelligence, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Hey there. Welcome to our amusement park. How are you feeling today?
I'm great, thank you. I'm really excited to try out some of the rides here.
Great to hear that. The roller coaster is our most popular ride. Are you up for it?
Absolutely. I love the thrill of roller coasters.
Perfect. Just remember to keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times.
Of course, safety first. So, how fast does this coaster go?
This coaster reaches speeds of up to 70 miles per hour, so hold on tight.
Wow, that's pretty fast. I can't wait to feel the rush.
All right, challenge accepted. Let's see who screams the loudest, you or me?
Haha, you're on. But I have a feeling I might win this one.
We'll see about that. And after the roller coaster, we can try out some of the other rides too.
Definitely. I have my eyes on that giant Ferris wheel over there.
It has a great view of the whole park, and if we're lucky, we might even see some fireworks later tonight.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks for being a great guide, A.
No problem at all, B. Let's go make some memories. Hey there, have you ever been to Australia before?
No, but I've heard it's a great place to experience local barbecue and grilling culture. Have you been there?
Yes, I have. The barbecue scene in Australia is phenomenal. The locals are passionate about their grilled meats and seafood.
That sounds amazing. I'd love to try it out someday. Can you tell me more about the different types of grilling techniques they use?
Sure thing. They have various methods such as smoking, charcoal grills, and gas grills. They take their time marinating their meat to get that juicy and succulent flavor.
Wow, it seems like a lot of work.
Yes, it is, but it's totally worth it. They also have cookouts with family and friends and make a whole day out of it.
That sounds like so much fun. Do you have a favorite dish from Australia's barbecue cuisine?
Definitely the kangaroo meat. It's not something you can easily find in other countries, and the flavor is just so unique.
Kangaroo meat? I can imagine it being a bit wild in taste.
Actually, it's quite mild and tender. You should give it a try when you visit Australia.
You got me hooked. I can't wait to explore the barbecue scene in Australia.
Just make sure to bring an appetite with you. The servings can be quite generous.
Will do. Thanks for sharing all this great information with me.
My pleasure. Enjoy your trip, and don't forget to try the Australian beer too. It goes perfectly with the barbecue. Good morning, B. It's great to see you here at our construction site.
Good morning, A. Yes, I'm excited to see the progress of our project.
Definitely. We've been making some good headway, and I'm happy to say that we're right on schedule.
That's great to hear. So, what's on the agenda for today's meeting?
Well, I wanted to discuss some alternative design options for the entrance. I thought we could incorporate some unique features to make it stand out.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. What ideas do you have in mind?
One idea is to add a cascading water feature, with a series of small waterfalls leading up to the entrance. Another option is to build a cantilevered entrance that juts out from the building.
Those are interesting concepts. I'm definitely open to exploring those options further.
Great. And just to keep things balanced, we'll also consider some more straightforward designs as well.
Sounds good. I just want to make sure that the entrance is welcoming and unique while still remaining functional.
Absolutely. And speaking of functionality, have you thought about how you'd like to light up the exterior of the building?
Actually, I have. I was thinking about incorporating LED lights that change colors throughout the night.
That would be really cool. It'll definitely make the building stand out in the city skyline.
Exactly. And it'll make for some great Instagram photos too.
Laughs, for sure. Well, let's get started on these alternate designs and see what we can come up with.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, A.
You're welcome, B. Let's make this project amazing. Hey, have you seen the advertisements for the new sale at the store down the street?
No, what's on sale?
A whole bunch of stuff. I just saw an ad for a 50% off deal on all winter jackets.
Wow, that's a great deal. What else is on sale?
There are some pretty nifty gadgets on sale too. I saw a wireless charger for half off.
I could use one of those. How long is this sale going for?
The ad says it's only for the next week, so we better hurry up and get there.
For sure. What other kinds of things are discounted?
I saw a deal on smartwatches, bikes, and even some gaming systems.
Wait, did you say gaming systems? Like PlayStation and Xbox?
Yeah, I think so. I guess we'll have to go and find out for ourselves.
Definitely. But hey, before we go, let's make a list of everything we need to get.
Agreed. And let's not forget our wallets this time.
Laughs, yeah, that would be important. Alright, I'm pumped for this sale, let's go.
Hey son, why don't we try practicing some drumming at home?
Yeah, that sounds great. I've been trying to improve my rhythm.
Okay, let's start with some basic beats. Do you have any specific style you want to play?
Not really, but can we start with something simple like a rock beat?
Sure thing. I'll set up the drum kit and you can take the first go.
Whoa, it's so much louder than I expected.
That's the fun of it. Just let loose and feel the beat.
Okay, now I understand the expression let it all out, ha ha ha.
That's the spirit. Just keep practicing and you'll improve in no time.
Hey Dad, do you think we'll be good enough to play at a concert someday?
Who knows, maybe we can start a family band. I'll take the guitar, you on drums, and your sister on vocals.
Haha, that sounds awesome. Maybe we could even play at your work's annual party.
Sounds like a plan. But first, let's get some more practice in before we book any gigs.
Agreed, let's keep practicing together and improve our skills.
Great mindset, son. Keep at it and the sky's the limit. Hi there. I'm so excited about starting our rehearsal today. Are you ready to work some magic?
Absolutely. I've got some new moves and ideas that I can't wait to try out. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I had a good breakfast this morning and I'm ready to dance my heart out.
That's what I like to hear. Let's get started. Do you want to warm up with some stretching or jump straight into the routine?
Let's do some stretching first. My muscles are still a bit tight.
Good idea. Let's start by standing up and reaching up as high as we can.
Stretch his arms up. That feels amazing.
Now let's stretch our legs. Lift one leg up and hold it for 10 seconds.
Lifts leg up and holds it. Wow, I feel so much more warmed up already.
Great. Now let's get to the fun stuff. I have a new idea for the opening of the routine.
Ooh, I love surprises. What is it?
We're going to start with a slow, dramatic walk towards the audience and then suddenly break out into a high-energy jump.
Laughs, that sounds awesome. Let's give it a try.
Okay, let's go from the top of the routine. 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was amazing. I love that new move.
I'm so glad you like it. I think it really adds to the excitement of the routine.
Definitely. I can't wait to see what other surprises you have in store for us.
You're going to have to wait and see. Winks, but I promise it's going to be a showstopper.
I trust you completely. Working with you is always so much fun.
Same here. You're such a talented dancer, and your enthusiasm is contagious.
Smiling, thank you so much. It's an honor to work with such a creative mind like yours.
Well, let's keep working on this routine and have some more fun while we're at it.
Agreed. Let's give it everything we've got. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your name and what brings you to the police station today?
You already know my name, officer. I was caught stealing a can of soda from the convenience store.
Yes, I have your name in our system, but I need you to confirm it for me. And stealing is a serious offense.
All right, my name is John Smith. And I know stealing is wrong, but I was thirsty and didn't have any money.
I understand, but that doesn't give you the right to take things that don't belong to you. Have you ever been arrested before, John?
No, this is my first time.
Well, I'm glad you're being honest with me. Do you have a job or any source of income?
No, I'm currently unemployed.
I see. Have you considered seeking help from a local shelter or charity organization?
No, I haven't. I didn't think there were any places that could help me.
There are definitely resources available, John. Let me connect you with some organizations that can assist you with finding a job and getting back on your feet.
Thank you, officer. I appreciate your help.
No problem, John. It's my job to serve and protect the community, and that includes helping those in need.
I understand that now. I'm sorry for what I did, and I won't let it happen again.
That's good to hear, John. And remember, if you ever need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to us or one of the organizations I'll connect you with.
I will. Thanks again, officer.
You're welcome, John. Have a good day. Hi there, I'm the back-end engineer. Nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm the cybersecurity expert. Nice to meet you too.
So, we're here at this financial institution to discuss how to secure sensitive financial data and transactions, right?
Yes, that's correct. It's essential to protect this type of information.
Right. I've implemented strong encryption on the server side to ensure all data remains confidential.
That's a great first step. We'll also need to ensure that the network is fully secured, with firewalls and intrusion detection systems in place.
Of course. And I'm also making sure that any user accounts have strong password requirements and two-factor authentication.
Excellent. It's important to provide different layers of protection. And how about physical access to the servers?
Only authorized personnel have access to the server room, and there are surveillance cameras all around.
Perfect. And how are we handling backups? We don't want to lose any important data in the event of a system failure.
We have automatic backups every night, and we also have a manual process in case we need to restore any data.
Great to hear. It sounds like we have a solid plan in place to ensure the security of the system.
Indeed. But you know what they say, better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. It's always better to be overprepared rather than underprepared.
Well, it was great working with you on this project.
Likewise. Let's keep in touch for any future security needs.
Hey, B. How are you doing today?
Not bad, hey. What's up?
I just wanted to discuss the new book I'm working on and get your thoughts on it.
Sure, tell me about it.
It's a novel about a detective who solves a crime underground in New York City.
Sounds interesting. What makes it unique?
Well, I've added a touch of humor to it. The detective is quite clumsy and makes hilarious mistakes.
I like that. It makes the story more relatable. What's the title?
The Slippery Sleuth.
Laughs, that's a good one. How far along are you with the manuscript?
I've just finished the first draft. I need to go through it again and make some edits.
Great, let me know when you're ready. I'd love to take a look and see if we can get it published.
Thanks, B. I appreciate your support. By the way, have you read any good books lately?
Yeah, I just finished a thriller called The Silent Patient. It kept me on edge the whole time.
I've heard of that one. I might have to give it a read. Thanks for the recommendation.
No problem. Anytime.
Hey B, how's it going?
Good, good. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to design this exercise tracking app.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to you. I've got some ideas, but I need your creative input.
Sure thing. What do you have so far?
Well, first I was thinking we could have a dashboard that displays all your exercise stats.
Okay, I like that. What kinds of stats are we talking about?
Stuff like steps taken, distance traveled, and calories burned.
Got it. How about we also display progress towards specific fitness goals?
Yes, that's a great idea. We can make it really motivational too, like a cheering crowd or something.
Nice. And what about personalized workout suggestions?
Yes, I think that's key. The app should be able to suggest workouts based on the user's fitness level and goals.
Agreed. We can also incorporate some videos that demonstrate proper form and technique.
Definitely. And maybe we can have a social aspect as well, like being able to connect with friends and track each other's progress.
Ah, that's awesome. We can have a leaderboard and everything.
Yes. And speaking of friends, we could even have a feature where users can challenge their friends to fitness challenges.
Yes. I love that. We could make it really fun with prizes and such.
Exactly. This app should be all about making fitness enjoyable.
I'm with you there. How about we also incorporate a feature where users can log their meals and track their nutrition?
That's a great idea. We can even have it recommend healthy meal ideas.
Yes, and maybe even have a grocery list feature to make it easier to shop for healthy foods.
Yes, that's perfect. And we can't forget about reminders to stay hydrated.
Of course not. This app is going to be a one-stop shop for fitness and health.
Absolutely. All right, we've got some solid ideas here. Time to start designing.
Let's do it.
Hey there, B. What do you think are the key elements for designing an interactive and user-friendly itinerary planner for a travel application?
Hi, A. Well, I would say that simplicity and flexibility are the two most important factors to consider. Users should be able to easily navigate the app and customize their itinerary based on their preferences.
That's a good point, B. But we also need to ensure that the app provides accurate and up-to-date information on travel destinations, flights, accommodations, and local transportation.
Absolutely. We could integrate real-time data feeds and APIs from reliable sources like TripAdvisor, Kayak, and Google Maps to provide users with the most relevant information.
And let's not forget about designing an attractive user interface that is visually appealing and easy to understand. We could use high-quality images, intuitive icons, and clear typography to enhance the user experience.
Yes, and we should also allow users to save their itineraries and share them with their friends and family on social media platforms. This will not only increase user engagement but also help promote the app.
Great idea, B. We could even gamify the app by adding fun challenges and rewards for completing certain activities or visiting specific landmarks.
Exactly. And to ensure that the app is accessible to a wide range of users, we should also provide multilingual support and ensure that the app is compatible with different devices and operating systems.
I totally agree. We should also conduct thorough user testing and feedback sessions to identify any bugs or usability issues and improve the app accordingly.
Yes, that's crucial. By continuously iterating and improving the app based on user feedback, we can ensure that it remains relevant and user-friendly.
All right, B, we've got our work cut out for us, but I'm excited to see what we can come up with. Let's create an app that makes travel planning a breeze for users all over the globe.
Sounds like a plan, hey. Let's get to work.
Hey B, how's it going? I heard you're the cloud expert around here.
Hey there. Yeah, that's me. What can I help you with?
Well, I've been noticing some performance issues with our cloud services. Do you have any suggestions for how we can optimize them?
Of course. There are a lot of factors to consider, but we can start by analyzing our resource allocation and network connectivity.
All right, that sounds like a good place to start. How can we measure our resource allocation?
We can use monitoring tools to track our CPU and memory usage. From there, we can adjust our resources accordingly to prevent any unnecessary strain on our servers.
Got it. And what about network connectivity?
We need to make sure our network connections are reliable and secure. We can use load balancers and firewalls to ensure proper traffic management and network protection.
That makes sense. Are there any specific cloud services you recommend we use for optimal performance?
For sure. Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure both have great offerings for cloud infrastructure and management. They also offer tools to monitor and optimize performance.
Great, thanks for the recommendation. How about data management? Do you have any tips for improving our data storage and retrieval?
Definitely. We can use distributed databases and caching to improve data access and retrieval times. We can also implement encryption and backup mechanisms to protect our data.
Sounds good. Are there any common mistakes people make when it comes to cloud optimization?
One big mistake is not properly sizing resources. Over or under allocating resources can lead to poor performance and wasted resources. It's important to monitor usage and adjust as needed.
That's good to know. How about automation? Do you recommend using automated tools for cloud optimization?
Absolutely. Automation can help streamline processes and reduce manual errors. Cloud providers offer tools to automate scaling and resource allocation based on usage patterns.
That's awesome. Thanks for all the great tips, B. I feel like I have a much better handle on cloud optimization now.
No problem, always happy to help. Just remember to stay vigilant and monitor performance regularly.
Will do. Thanks again, B.
Anytime, A. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Hi, I'm a software engineer and I'm excited to talk to you about how we can use AI to personalize online education content.
Great to meet you, A. As an AI specialist, I've been working on developing intelligent systems that can help personalize content and make learning more engaging for students.
That's awesome. I'm curious to hear more about how we can use AI to personalize learning content based on a student's individual progress.
Well, we can use machine learning algorithms to track a student's progress and adapt the learning experience accordingly. We can also incorporate natural language processing to analyze student feedback and adjust the content and presentation style.
Wow, that's really interesting. I can also see how AI can help us assess student understanding more effectively by analyzing their answers and providing immediate feedback.
Absolutely. We can use deep learning algorithms to analyze student responses and provide more personalized feedback. This can help students to identify gaps in their knowledge and get the support they need to improve.
I'm also thinking about how we can use chatbots to offer personalized assistance to students who get stuck on certain concepts.
That's a great idea, A. We can incorporate a chatbot feature that can offer instant assistance and answer questions based on student needs.
Fantastic. I can see how these ideas can really enhance the online learning experience and help students to achieve their full potential.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. By utilizing AI technology, we can make learning more adaptive, interactive, and engaging for students around the world.
Thanks for the great discussion today, B. I'm excited to start working on implementing some of these ideas into our online education platform.
Likewise, A. It's always great to collaborate with other professionals who are passionate about leveraging technology to improve education.
Hi B, have you figured out a way to handle the massive influx of client requests we're receiving?
Yes, I have. I've been doing my research and I recommend increasing our server capacity.
That sounds expensive. Is there another option?
We could implement a load balancer to distribute the requests evenly across multiple servers.
Oh, I see. I'm not too familiar with load balancers. Could you explain it in layman's terms for me?
Sure thing. It's like having multiple waiters at a restaurant taking orders from customers so that no one waiter gets overwhelmed.
That makes sense. So, do you think this will solve our problem?
It should definitely help. But we also need to optimize our database to handle the increased traffic.
That sounds like a job for you, B. But I'm sure you'll handle it like a pro.
I'm up for the challenge. But I'll need a few cups of coffee to power through it.
Laughs, just make sure you don't overdo it. We don't need you bouncing off the walls.
Laughs, don't worry, I'll keep my caffeine intake in check. Thanks for looking out for me, A.
Anytime, B. We make a great team. Hey B. How's our project coming along?
Pretty well, A. We're making good progress as a team.
That's great to hear. I'm grateful for having such a dedicated subordinate like you.
Thanks, A. I'm just trying my best to live up to your expectations as my supervisor.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing amazing work here.
Thanks, A. But it's easy to work hard when we have such a supportive and proactive leader like you.
Oh, stop it, B. You're making me blush over here.
Sorry, A. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable.
No worries. Any updates on your current task?
Yes, I've managed to complete it earlier than expected. It will be forwarded to you soon for your review.
Excellent. At this rate, we're going to finish everything ahead of the deadline.
Definitely. With your guidance and our teamwork, success is inevitable.
You're absolutely right, B. Let's continue working hard and making magic in this office.
Sounds like a plan, A. Let's do it.
Hey B, thanks for coming in today. I'm excited to talk about optimizing our database system.
Happy to be here. This is right up my alley. What specifically are you hoping to achieve today?
Well, we're starting to notice some bottlenecks in the system, especially with our recent growth. I'm hoping we can brainstorm some solutions.
For sure. Before we start, let's make sure we're on the same page. What's our current setup like?
Good point. We're using MySQL as our database software, and it's hosted on our local servers. It's served us well so far, but we're running into some performance issues.
Gotcha. Without getting too technical, can you give me some examples of what kinds of issues you're seeing?
Sure. We're noticing some slowdowns in queries, and it's taking longer to load reports that we generate regularly. We're also seeing some issues with data consistency and accuracy.
Okay, that's helpful. I have a few thoughts on how we might be able to address those issues. Do you mind if I run them by you?
Please do.
First of all, we could look into optimizing our queries. There may be some inefficiencies in the code that are slowing things down.
That's a good suggestion. We could also look into partitioning our data to distribute the load more evenly across our servers.
Yes, that's definitely an option. Another thing we might consider is using a cloud-based database service like AWS RDS or Google Cloud SQL.
Interesting. Would that be more scalable as we continue to grow?
Definitely. It would also allow us to take advantage of some advanced features that aren't available in MySQL.
I like the sound of that. Are there any downsides we should consider?
Well, there may be some additional costs associated with a cloud-based solution, especially if we need to store a lot of data. It's also important to consider security and data backup options.
Those are all good points. Let's take some time to weigh our options and do some research. I appreciate your input, B.
Happy to help. Let's get this database running like a well-oiled machine.
Hi there, I'm from West Point and I was hired to help you out with the dessert plate and decoration. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. I'm the manager of this restaurant. Thanks for coming to lend a hand.
No problem at all. Wow, your dessert plate looks amazing. They really pop out on this white dish.
Thank you. We wanted to create something that's both visually pleasing and delicious.
I'd say you nailed it. Can I ask how you made that chocolate decoration?
Oh sure, it's actually a super easy trick. We melted the chocolate and poured it on a flat surface to harden, then used a cookie cutter to shape it.
That's genius. By the way, did you draw inspiration from anywhere for the decor?
We did. We wanted something that reflected the area, so we incorporated elements of local culture like calligraphy and bamboo.
That's a really nice touch. Have you had any feedback from customers yet?
Yes, the customers really love the presentation. We even had a few people asking for pictures.
Well, I can see why. I think it looks great. By the way, can I try the red bean and matcha cake?
Of course. Here you go. Let me know what you think.
It's really good. The matcha flavor isn't too overpowering and it complements the red bean nicely.
I'm so glad you like it. Our pastry chef worked really hard on it.
It definitely shows. You guys are doing a great job here.
Thank you. We really appreciate your help and feedback.
Hey, have you heard about the food festival in Australia?
No, what is it?
It's a local food festival showcasing the best dishes from all over the country.
Wow, that sounds amazing. What kind of food can we expect?
Everything from barbecue to seafood to desserts. It's a foodie's dream come true.
Oh man, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. When is it happening?
It's happening next month. We should plan a trip and go check it out.
Absolutely. But are you sure we can handle all that food?
Of course. We'll just have to pace ourselves and try a little bit of everything.
Challenge accepted. Do you have any particular dishes you're excited to try?
Definitely the kangaroo skewers and the pavlova. I've heard they're a must-try.
I'm more interested in trying some exotic seafood like barramundi or even crocodile. Yum.
Sounds risky, but I'm down to try new things. We may even discover a new favorite dish.
That's the spirit. I can't wait to see what else they have to offer. Maybe we can even try some local wine or beer to wash it all down.
Yes, I heard they have a great selection of local drinks too. This is going to be one delicious adventure.
Agreed. Let's start planning our trip now and make sure we don't miss out on any of the food festival fun.
Hey B, what dish are you planning to make tonight for the restaurant?
I'm thinking about making a creamy mushroom pasta. What do you think?
That sounds delicious. Have you thought about what type of mushrooms you'll be using?
I was thinking of using shiitake mushrooms. But I'm not sure what else to add to make the dish more flavorful.
Well, we could add some herbs like thyme or basil. And maybe some white wine or lemon juice for acidity.
That's a great idea. What about the sauce? Should we use heavy cream or something else?
Heavy cream would definitely make it creamier, but maybe we can try using a lower fat option like evaporated milk or Greek yogurt.
I like the idea of using Greek yogurt. It's healthier and will still give the dish a creamy texture.
Perfect. And for the pasta, we can use linguine, which is great at holding onto the sauce.
I agree. Do you think we should add any additional protein?
Maybe some sliced chicken breast or shrimp? That way, your customers can choose to have a vegetarian or non-vegetarian option.
Brilliant. I'll get started on this dish right away. Thanks for your help, A.
My pleasure, B. Let me know if you need any more seasoning options. Good morning. Where to?
Hi. Can you please take me to the Perth Botanic Garden?
Sure thing. The weather is perfect for a stroll in the garden.
I know. I can't wait to see the beautiful flowers and plants.
Have you been there before?
No, it's my first time visiting Perth.
Ah, welcome then. Perth has so much to offer.
Yes, I heard that the beaches in Perth are stunning.
Absolutely. Which one are you planning to visit?
I haven't decided yet. Any recommendations?
Cotslow Beach is a must-see. And if you're into surfing, Scarborough Beach is perfect.
Sounds great. I might check them both out.
I'm a big fan of the beaches here. I often come with my kids for a picnic and a swim.
That's wonderful. Do you have any other go-to places in Perth?
If you're into history and culture, Fremantle Prison and the Perth Mint are worth a visit.
Thank you for the suggestions. I might have to extend my trip to explore more of Perth.
You're welcome. I'm always happy to help.
You know what? I'm actually feeling a bit peckish. Any good cafes or restaurants around here?
Yes, there are several great ones in the area. The Little Possum Cafe serves delicious coffee and breakfast.
Perfect. Can you please drop me off there?
Sure thing. We have arrived at your destination. Enjoy your day in Perth. Good evening. Welcome to our 5-star restaurant. May I see your reservation and escort you to your table?
Thank you. We have a reservation under the name of Smith.
Ah, yes, Mrs. Smith. Right this way, please.
Wow, this restaurant is stunning. I love the decor.
I'm glad you like it. Our designer did an excellent job creating an elegant and comfortable atmosphere.
It looks like there are many delicious options on the menu. What would you recommend?
Our specialty is seafood, particularly the lobster bisque and grilled king prawns. However, our beef Wellington is also a popular dish.
All of that sounds amazing. Can we start with the bisque and prawns and maybe share the beef Wellington?
Excellent choices. And would you like to try one of our signature cocktails?
Sure, let's go with the one called the Sydney Sunset.
Great choice. It's a mix of gin, passion fruit, and lime. I'll have our bartender prepare that for you right away.
Thank you. So, how long have you been a chef here?
I've been the head chef for 5 years now. It's been quite a journey, but I love it.
That's impressive. You must have quite a few stories to tell.
Yes, I've had a lot of interesting experiences in this kitchen. I could write a book about it.
Well, I'd love to read it. Our food just arrived, and it looks fantastic.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you. We're definitely going to recommend this restaurant to our friends. This has been an incredible experience.
Hi there. I see you are writing down some poems. Are you a poet?
Hey. Yes, I am a poet. Nice to meet you. And you seem like a writer.
Yes, I am a writer. It's good to find someone else who understands the craft. I think poets and writers have an important job to do.
Agreed. We help communicate thoughts and emotions in a way that is relatable to others.
Exactly. Do you have a specific technique you prefer to use when writing poetry?
Well, I tend to focus on metaphors and imagery. I think they can reveal a message without being too explicit.
I see. I like to use symbolism in my writing. It's a great way to portray different meanings and emotions.
Sure. Sometimes using fewer words can be more effective. Have you ever read haikus?
Yes. They're fascinating. Not only do they have to be short, but they also have to convey a lot of meaning within those few lines.
Agreed. It's an interesting challenge to see how much you can say with only a few words.
Definitely. I also think literature has the ability to evoke emotions in people that they didn't know they had. It's wonderful to see that effect on readers.
Indeed. Books can be a journey for the reader, and they can discover new aspects of themselves through it.
Yes, that's one of the things that make literature so powerful. It has the power to inspire us and expand our horizons.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing to contemplate the way that literature can lead us towards a better understanding of ourselves and the world.
Hey, have you ever tried pavlova?
What's that?
It's a famous dessert from New Zealand. It's basically a meringue base topped with fresh fruit and whipped cream.
Yum. Is it difficult to make?
Not really, but it requires some patience. The meringue needs to be baked slowly so that it's crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside.
Do you have a recipe?
Sure. I'll send it to you.
Thanks. I'll try making it over the weekend.
Let me know how it turns out.
Will do. So, have you been to New Zealand before?
Yes, I have actually. Beautiful country, amazing scenery. Have you been?
No, not yet. But it's definitely on my bucket list.
You should definitely go. Maybe we could plan a trip there together sometime.
That sounds like a great idea. But first, we need to master making pavlova.
Good morning, class. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Today, we will be discussing the importance of time management.
Good morning, Professor. I'm excited to learn more about time management. I often struggle with balancing my schoolwork and personal life.
That's great to hear. Time management is a crucial skill that will benefit you throughout your life. Can anyone share any tips or strategies they use to manage their time effectively? Those are excellent ideas. Another tip is to eliminate distractions, such as social media or unnecessary notifications on your phone.
That's definitely something I need to work on. I often find myself scrolling through Instagram instead of studying.
It's understandable, but you should remind yourself of your goals and the consequences of not managing your time efficiently. Absolutely. Remember that finding what works for you may take some time and experimentation. The most important thing is to be consistent and committed to your goals. Well, it can lead to academic success, better career opportunities, and overall success in life. It's a valuable skill that sets you apart from others.
Thank you for sharing all these great tips and benefits. I'm going to start implementing them in my daily routine.
Excellent, B. I'm glad you found this helpful. Keep up the good work, and don't forget to manage your time wisely. Hey B, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, hey. How about yourself?
I'm good, thanks. So, I've been thinking about how we can use data analysis to improve our team's performance.
That's a great idea. What do you have in mind?
Well, for starters, we could analyze our players' performance statistics and compare them to other players in the league to see where we could improve.
That's a good point. We could also look at game footage and analyze how our players are making decisions on the field.
Exactly. And we could even use machine learning algorithms to predict the performance of individual players and how they'll perform against specific opponents.
That would definitely give us an edge. We could also use that data to make more informed decisions when it comes to drafting new players.
Yes, and we could even use data analysis to identify players who may be at risk for injury and take preventative measures.
That's a great idea. It's amazing how much data we can collect and analyze these days.
Definitely. And with the right tools and expertise, we can turn that data into actionable insights that will help us perform better on the field.
Agreed. It's exciting to think about all the possibilities.
Yeah. And if we can get the rest of the team on board with our data-driven approach, I have no doubt that we'll see some significant improvements.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can achieve with data analysis.
Me too, B. Me too. Hey, B. Nice to see you again. I heard we're both here to discuss improving our company's network security.
Yes, that's right. As the company's network engineer, I'm responsible for ensuring that our data is safe and secure.
And as an information security analyst, I'm always looking for ways to enhance our security measures. What are your thoughts on how we can improve our network security?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges we face is ensuring that all of our employees are aware of potential security threats. Maybe we could provide some training on how to identify phishing scams, for example.
That's a great idea. We could also implement two-factor authentication for our employees' accounts, just to add an extra layer of security.
Absolutely. And we should regularly update our firewalls and antivirus software to make sure we're protected against the latest threats.
It's also important to limit access to sensitive information and make sure that only those who need it can access it.
Right, and we should review our access controls regularly to make sure we're not granting unnecessary access to anyone.
Hey, maybe we should make this more fun. How about we turn this into a game of who can come up with the most creative security measures?
I'm in. How about we hire a team of hackers to constantly test our system's vulnerabilities and report them to us?
Ooh, I like that. And maybe we could even have an annual hackathon where employees can try to break into our own system to identify weak points.
That's a great idea. And we could have prizes for the employees who find the most vulnerabilities.
All right, I think we've got some great ideas here. Let's bring them up in the next team meeting and see what the rest of the group thinks.
Agreed. Thanks for the fun brainstorming session, A.
Hey, have you ever thought about how important software testing is?
Absolutely. I've had some major headaches because of poorly tested software.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, do you have any go-to testing methods?
For sure. First, I always make sure to perform unit tests. That way, I can catch errors in individual code components.
Interesting. What about integration testing?
Definitely. I integrate the different code components and test them together. This way, I can see if they work well together.
That makes sense. How about system testing?
Yes. I test the entire software system to ensure that it meets the specified requirements.
Great. So, do you also do acceptance testing?
Oh, absolutely. I involve the end users in testing to ensure that they are satisfied with the software.
Wow, you've really got a comprehensive approach.
Thank you. I also perform performance testing to ensure that the software can handle the expected load.
Impressive. What about regression testing?
Yes, I always do regression testing to ensure that changes to the software don't cause any unintended side effects.
You certainly have a lot of experience in testing.
Well, software testing is crucial to ensure that the software functions as intended and provides a good user experience.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing your expertise.
No problem. I'm always happy to help out a fellow software developer.
Hey, have you heard about ISO 27001 policies and procedures?
Of course. We have to make sure that our company complies with them.
Yeah, and we also have to keep them up to date, otherwise we could face some problems.
Definitely. But it's not always easy to stay on top of all the updates.
I know what you mean. I've been trying to come up with a better way to manage it all.
Have you tried using some sort of software or tool to help with the updates?
Actually, I have. But I found that it didn't really work for our team.
That's a shame. Have you tried talking to the other departments to see how they manage their policies and procedures?
That's a good idea. We could learn from their experiences and find a solution that works for everyone.
Exactly. We don't have to reinvent the wheel here.
And we should also make sure that everyone is trained properly on the policies and procedures, so there are no misunderstandings.
I couldn't agree more. And we should also have regular checks to make sure that we are still in compliance with the ISO 27001 standards.
Right. It's not enough to just have the policies and procedures in place. We have to actually follow them and make sure that we are doing things correctly.
Absolutely. And if we do run into any issues, we should be prepared to handle them quickly and efficiently.
Yes, that's a good point. We need to have contingency plans in place.
It seems like we have a lot of work to do, but I'm confident that we can handle it.
Me too. It's all about working together and finding the best solutions for our team. Good morning. I'm here to make some delicious desserts today.
Hey there. Glad to have you here. I'll be brewing some fresh coffee for our customers.
Wonderful. What kind of coffee is most popular among your customers?
Our signature blend is always a hit, but some people prefer a stronger espresso.
Sounds great. I'm thinking of pairing our desserts with some of your coffee.
That's a fantastic idea. Which dessert do you recommend?
How about our chocolate lava cake? It pairs perfectly with a bold cup of espresso.
That sounds heavenly. I'll make sure to brew a fresh pot. How do you make your chocolate lava cake?
It's a secret recipe, but it involves melting dark chocolate, butter, and sugar together and then baking it just right.
You're an artist in the kitchen. I'm sure it tastes as good as it sounds.
Thank you. I take pride in my desserts. Now, do you have any recommendations for a fruity dessert to pair with a lighter coffee?
Our berry tart goes great with a classic drip coffee or a latte.
Perfect. I'll get started on that. So, how long have you been a barista?
About 5 years now, and I love it. I get to meet so many interesting people and create different coffee blends.
That sounds fascinating. I'm always amazed by how different each cup of coffee can be.
Yes, there's definitely an art to it. And just like with desserts, presentation is important too.
Agreed. Everything tastes better when it looks appealing.
Exactly. And speaking of presentation, your desserts are making our display case look amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's important to make food look as good as it tastes.
You've definitely achieved that. I can't wait to try your next creation.
Hey B. It's great to see you here. How are you doing?
Hi A. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. What brings you here today?
I came to discuss the game interface design with you. Do you have any ideas?
Yes. Let's make it immersive. We can create a visually appealing design with a futuristic and colorful theme.
Sounds interesting. How about we also add some cool sound effects and background music to enhance the overall experience?
Good suggestion. We could also incorporate some interactive elements like animations and transitions to make it more engaging.
That's a good point. We could make it more user-friendly by adding intuitive navigation and clear instructions.
Absolutely. We need to keep the design simple and user-friendly so players can easily navigate through the game interface.
Nice. I have some technical ideas as well. We can add drag-and-drop features and responsive design to make it mobile responsive.
That's great, A. It's important to cater to mobile users as well. We could optimize the design to suit different screen sizes and resolutions.
Definitely. Hey, let's also make sure we incorporate some social media sharing buttons, so players can easily share their progress with their friends.
Excellent idea. By doing so, we can promote the game through word-of-mouth marketing.
Totally. This game interface is going to be epic, B. I'm excited to see the final result.
Same here, A. Working together on this project is going to be a blast. Let's aim to make it the best game interface ever created.
Hi there. I'm really excited to try this climbing wall on the beach. It looks challenging.
Hey, A. Glad you're pumped up. So, have you done any climbing before?
Yeah, I have, but only indoors. I feel like outdoor climbing is going to be much tougher with the wind and sand.
Don't worry. You'll get used to it. Just think of it as an adventure. Before we start, let me check your gear. Do you have climbing shoes and a harness?
Yep, got it all here.
Great, let's start with some easy routes just to warm up. Pay attention to your footwork and hand grip. And remember to breathe.
Okay, this is definitely not as easy as I thought it would be. My arms are already feeling sore.
Don't worry, that's because you're not used to it. Soon your body will adapt to it. Let's take a break and talk about some of the safety measures we use in climbing.
Sounds good. I'm all ears.
Alright, so it's important to always check your gear before climbing, make sure your rope is tied properly, and always have a spotter or belayer. Safety first, always.
Got it. I'm ready to give this another shot.
Alright, let's try a harder route now. Don't forget to use your legs more and rely on them to lift you up. Those footholds are there for a reason.
Wow, that was intense. I didn't think I could make it to the top.
You did great. Climbing is all about pushing your limits and trying new things. It's not about being stronger or better than someone else, it's about accomplishing your own goals.
I definitely feel a sense of accomplishment. Thanks for pushing me, coach.
That's what I'm here for. And who knows, you might become a climbing addict like me.
Huh. Maybe. But for now, I'll stick to the indoor walls.
Fair enough. Let's pack up and grab some drinks. You deserve it after that climb.
Sounds perfect to me. Thanks again, Coach. Hey, B. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, A. Ready to start serving some delicious drinks.
Wonderful. What do you recommend today?
The matcha latte is really popular right now, and the weather makes it perfect. But if you want something more refreshing, we have the lemonade with a twist ginger and mint.
That does sound refreshing. I think I'll go with that.
Great choice. Anything else you would like to add in that?
Sure, can you add some strawberry syrup to it as well?
Absolutely. That would add a sweet and tangy kick to your drink. Anything else?
Yes, can you also make me a mocha frappe?
No problem. Would you like whipped cream and chocolate drizzle on top?
Of course. I can't resist those.
I don't blame you. Who can say no to whipped cream and chocolate? Your total comes out to $8.50.
Sounds good. Here you go. Keep the change.
Thank you so much, A. Enjoy your drinks and have a great day.
Thanks, B. You too. Hey, have you tried the clam chowder here?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
It's fantastic. The clams are fresh and the broth is creamy.
I'm not sure. I've never been a big fan of seafood.
You're missing out. This clam chowder is worth trying.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. Is it a popular dish here?
Definitely. The locals love it and tourists rave about it too.
I guess I'll have to join the clam chowder fan club then.
So, are you going to go for the cup or the bowl?
Let's go big or go home. I'll take the bowl.
Good choice. You won't regret it.
I hope so. I don't want to end up with a bad case of food regret.
Trust me, you'll be thanking me after you try it.
All right, you convinced me. Let's order some clam chowder.
Great. And don't forget some bread to soak up the delicious broth.
Oh yeah, can't forget about the bread. Thanks for the tip.
Anytime. I'm always happy to spread my love for clam chowder. Hey B, have you heard about the father-son duo who plays baseball at home?
No, I haven't. What's the story?
Apparently, they've been practicing and playing together in their backyard for quite some time now.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Are they any good?
Well, from what I've heard, the son has a mean swing and the father has a pretty good arm.
That's awesome. Do they ever invite others over to play with them?
I'm not sure, but it would be great to join them sometime. I bet they have a blast.
I can only imagine. I used to play catch with my dad when I was younger, but we never played a full game.
You should definitely ask him if he wants to have a rematch now that you're older and wiser.
Haha, I'm not sure if I'm wiser, but I'm definitely stronger now. I bet I could hit some home runs.
Maybe we should challenge the father-son duo to a game someday. It would be a friendly competition.
That would be so much fun. We could even make it a barbecue and have some burgers and hot dogs after the game.
Perfect. We just need to convince them to let us join in on their fun first.
I'm sure they'll be open to the idea. Who wouldn't want to play a game of baseball with some good company?
Exactly. We'll have to make sure we practice our swings and throws beforehand so we don't embarrass ourselves.
Haha, I'll definitely start practicing. I'm excited to play with you and the father-son duo.
Me too. It will be a home run-filled afternoon of fun. Hey there B, welcome to the Golden Coast. I heard you're a travel photographer. What brings you to our little slice of paradise?
Thanks, A. I've been wanting to capture the beauty of the coast, and what better way than through the experiences of the surfers?
That's awesome. And lucky for you, we have a lesson starting up in just a few minutes. Want to join in and snap some shots?
Absolutely. I've actually never surfed before, so this will be quite the adventure.
Don't worry, we'll have you up on a board in no time. Just remember to keep your eyes on the waves and your balance centered.
Laughs nervously, I'll try my best. So how do you think the other surfers are doing out there today?
Not bad at all, actually. We've got some beginners who are really getting the hang of it, and some more experienced riders catching some great waves.
Camera shutter clicks, excellent. I love capturing the thrill of the ride.
Points, look over there, that guy just caught some air on his board.
Wow, that's insane. Camera shutter clicks.
Chuckles, yeah, surfing is definitely an adrenaline rush. But it's also a great way to connect with nature and enjoy some sunshine.
I couldn't agree more. And I have to say, this beach is absolutely stunning. You're lucky to live and work here.
No argument from me. smiling, all right, let's get you suited up and ready to ride those waves. And don't forget to get some shots of me too, huh?
Laughs, will do, A. This is going to be an awesome day.
Hi there, B. I'm excited about this new assignment we have today.
Yes, A. It's always interesting to be on the ground reporting live.
Definitely. So, what's our game plan for today? How are we covering this story?
Well, we'll start by talking to some of the witnesses and get their first-hand account of what happened.
Sounds good. Do you have any camera angles in mind that we should be focusing on?
Yes, I was thinking of capturing the reaction of the crowd when they hear the news. It's always a great moment.
I completely agree. Hey, have you packed all of your gear? You know how heavy it can get.
Of course. I also got my comfortable shoes on since we'll be doing a lot of walking today.
Huh. I did the same thing. Looking professional is a priority, but comfort is key.
Laughs, absolutely. So, ready to go and get this news story?
Yes, let's go and gather all the nitty-gritty details to produce an excellent report for our audience.
Awesome. And who knows, maybe we'll even discover a newsworthy twist to add to the story.
That would be amazing. Together, we can make this as informative and entertaining as possible.
That's the spirit. Let's go and show the world what we've got.
Hi there, B. It's great to have you here in our lab.
Hi, A. I'm glad to be here. I heard that you're working on some cool machine learning projects.
Yes, we're trying to develop a model that can detect fraud in financial transactions.
That sounds like an interesting project. What kind of data are you using for that?
We're training our model on a large dataset of historical transactions with both fraudulent and valid cases.
Great. Have you thought about incorporating natural language processing into your model too?
I haven't really considered that yet. How would that help?
Well, you could analyze the text descriptions associated with transactions to identify potential fraud triggers.
That's a great idea. I didn't realize language processing could be used in that way.
Yes, it's a powerful tool that can help enhance your machine learning model.
I'm definitely going to look into that. Thanks for the suggestion.
No problem, happy to help. Have you tried using any language models like BERT or GPT?
Yes, we've experimented with both. They've really helped improve the accuracy of our text analysis.
That's awesome. It's amazing how much impact language models can have on machine learning applications.
Absolutely. It's fascinating to see how AI is evolving and transforming different industries.
Definitely. What other projects are you working on besides the fraud detection model?
Well, we're also trying to develop a model that can predict customer churn for a telecom company.
Oh, that sounds like a challenging problem. How are you approaching it?
We're using different features like call duration, data usage, and customer demographics to create a predictive model.
Have you considered incorporating sentiment analysis into your model? It could help you identify customers who are dissatisfied and at risk of leaving.
Wow, I hadn't even thought of that. You have some great ideas, B.
Thanks, I'm always happy to brainstorm and share my expertise.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'll definitely keep your suggestions in mind.
Likewise, it's been great chatting with you. Good luck with your projects.
Good morning. How can I help you today?
Good morning. Well, I am a diabetic and I have been prescribed some medication, but I'm not sure how to manage my treatment.
No worries. We can definitely help you with that. Could you tell me what medication you're taking?
Sure thing. I'm currently taking metformin and insulin.
Great. Firstly, make sure that you're taking the medication at the same time every day. Consistency is key when it comes to managing diabetes.
That makes sense. What about my diet? Do I need to make any specific changes?
Absolutely. Cut down on high sugar and high carbohydrates food items, and include more fruits, vegetables, and whole grain foods into your diet.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. And how about physical activities? Is it important to exercise?
Yes, it is essential to incorporate regular physical activities into your routine. It will help lower your sugar levels and maintain a healthy lifestyle.
All right, I'll make sure to get some exercise in today. Thank you so much for the helpful tips.
You're welcome. Also, don't forget to monitor your blood sugar levels regularly and keep track of your medication doses.
Got it, will do. Thank you again.
No problem at all. It was nice to assist you, and don't hesitate to visit us again if you have any further questions. Have a great day. Good evening, sir. Welcome to our French restaurant. may I take your order?
Bonsoir, monsieur. I want to start with the classic French onion soup and a glass of Bordeaux.
Excellent choice, sir. For our main dish, we highly recommend our coq au vin with mashed potatoes and a side of ratatouille.
Sounds delicious. Can you also recommend a dessert to pair with it?
Our creme brulee or chocolate mousse are always popular choices, sir.
I'll go with the creme brulee. And make it 2 glasses of Bordeaux, please.
Right away, sir. I'll also let our chef know your order.
Speaking of our chef, has he challenged you to a cooking contest yet?
Well, I have to say I've been a little intimidated by his skills in the kitchen.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure you can hold your own.
Maybe one day we'll see who's the better cook. Meanwhile, here's your soup and Bordeaux.
Merci. This onion soup is fantastic. I can see why it's a French classic.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, sir. Your main dish will be ready shortly.
Oh, take your time. I'm enjoying the ambience of this place. It feels like we're in a French bistro.
Yes, we've tried to create an authentic French atmosphere here. And of course, the food is the most important part of the experience.
Absolutely. And I have a feeling this coq au vin will be a highlight of the night.
I'm sure it will be. In the meantime, would you like me to refill your wine?
Yes, please. And let's raise a glass to good food, good wine, and good company.
I couldn't agree more, sir. Cheers. Hi, B. How's it going today?
Great, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing good. Hey, I was thinking about how we could use machine learning in our smart home control system.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting idea. What kind of applications do you have in mind?
Well, one idea is to use machine learning to predict user behavior and adjust the smart devices accordingly.
That sounds cool. How do you think it would work in practice?
Basically, we could analyze user patterns and preferences, and then use that data to make automated adjustments to the smart home system.
That's definitely a smart use of machine learning. What about security concerns?
That's a good question. We would need to make sure that the system is secure and that user data is protected at all times.
Absolutely. We could implement multi-factor authentication and other security measures to ensure that the system is safe.
Another idea I had was to use machine learning to optimize energy usage in the home.
That's a great idea. We could use data analytics to determine when certain devices should be turned on and off based on energy usage patterns.
Yes, and by doing so, we could help users save money on their utility bills while also reducing their carbon footprint.
Exactly. This is the kind of innovation that can truly make a difference in people's lives.
I agree. I think that by using machine learning, we can create a truly intelligent and intuitive smart home system that is tailored to each user's needs.
Well said. I think we should definitely explore these ideas further and see how we can incorporate them into our products and services.
Definitely. Thanks for chatting with me about this, B.
My pleasure. Let's keep working on these ideas and see where they take us.
Hey B, have you had any ideas on how to build a scalable data processing system on our cloud platform?
Yeah, I've been brainstorming a few ideas. First, we should consider a distributed system architecture.
What do you mean by that?
Well, rather than having a single server process all the data, we can distribute the workload among multiple servers, making the system more scalable.
Interesting. What about storage? How should we store our data?
We should consider using a combination of both structured and unstructured data storage. Structured data for easy access and unstructured data if we need to store data that doesn't fit into a particular schema.
I see. What kind of processing should we implement?
We should use stream processing for real-time data streaming and batch processing for historical data.
And what about data cleaning?
We should implement data cleaning algorithms to remove any inconsistencies or outliers in the data.
Okay, that sounds good. What about privacy and security?
We should prioritize data privacy and implement proper security measures to protect our clients' data.
Definitely. How about data sharing and collaboration?
We can use APIs to allow other teams to access the data and collaborate on projects.
Great idea. How should we monitor the system's performance?
We should use real-time monitoring tools to ensure the system is running smoothly and optimize any performance issues that arise.
That makes sense. What about data visualization?
We should use data visualization tools to help users easily identify key trends and insights.
Okay, sounds good. How should we handle scalability?
We can use elastic computing to dynamically allocate resources and handle sudden increases in demand. And finally, we should always aim to continuously improve the system by implementing new features and optimizing existing ones.
Agreed. Thanks for sharing your ideas, B. Let's get started on building this awesome data processing system. Hey B, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, ready to explore the Great Barrier Reef.
That's the spirit. Today, we'll cover some important basics of scuba diving.
Sounds exciting. What's first?
First, we'll discuss equalizing your ears. This can be a bit challenging at first, but you'll get the hang of it.
Okay, I'll try my best. What's next on the list?
Next, we'll practice buoyancy control. This is important for conserving your energy and avoiding contact with the reef.
Got it. I'll do my best to avoid touching anything. What types of sea creatures can we expect to see?
The reef is home to a variety of species, including colorful fish, sea turtles, sharks, and even dolphins.
Wow, I hope we get to see some dolphins. That would be amazing.
You never know what you'll see on a dive. That's part of the excitement. Just remember to stay focused on the basics and enjoy the experience.
I will definitely do my best. Thanks for being such a great instructor.
No problem, it's my pleasure to share the beauty of the underwater world with others.
I can't wait to get started. Let's do this.
Alright, let's get geared up and hit the water. Remember, safety always comes first. Let's have some fun. Good morning, and welcome to Melbourne. My name is Tom, and I'll be your tour guide today.
Hi, Tom. Nice to meet you. I'm Sarah, and I'm excited to explore the city.
Great, Sarah. Let's start with a little bit of history. Did you know that Melbourne was founded in 1835?
Wow, that's over 180 years ago. What was Melbourne like back then?
Well, it was a very small and isolated town. But over time, it grew into the bustling city you see today. Speaking of which, have you tried our famous coffee culture?
No, not yet. But I'm up for it. Where's the best place to get a good cup of coffee in Melbourne?
There are so many great places, but some of my favorites are Duke's Coffee Roasters, St. Ollie, and Manchester Press. They all have unique flavors and are definitely worth a try.
That sounds amazing. Are there any other must-see attractions in Melbourne?
Absolutely. You can't miss seeing the historic Flinders Street Station, which is the busiest train station in the Southern Hemisphere. And while you're in the area, be sure to visit Federation Square, which is Melbourne's central meeting place.
That all sounds great, Tom. Thanks for showing me around and teaching me about the history and culture of Melbourne.
My pleasure, Sarah. Don't forget to try some of our famous seafood and enjoy the rest of your stay in Melbourne. Hey B, great to see you. Have a seat.
Thanks, hey. What brings me here today?
Well, as you know, our law firm has been discussing how to implement an automated contract management system.
Ah, yes, I remember hearing about that. What's the progress so far?
We've identified a few potential software solutions, but we need your expertise to determine which one is the best fit for our needs.
Got it. Can you give me a rundown of your requirements?
Sure thing. We need a system that can streamline the contract creation process, store all contracts in a central location, and provide alerts for key dates like contract renewals.
That sounds like a pretty standard set of requirements. Have you considered a cloud-based solution?
We have, but there are some concerns around data security and confidentiality.
I understand those concerns, but many cloud-based solutions have robust security measures in place. It's worth considering.
Definitely something to think about. Another concern we have is the potential for the system to make errors in contract language.
I know what you mean. That's why I recommend using a system that includes artificial intelligence to check for accuracy and consistency.
That's an interesting idea. How would that work?
The AI would be trained to recognize and flag potential errors or inconsistencies in the language of the contract. It could even suggest changes or offer alternative language to ensure all contracts are legally sound.
That could save us a lot of time and headaches. Do you think it would be expensive?
It depends on the solution, but the benefits may outweigh the costs. We can explore some options and price points together.
Sounds good to me. I also want to make sure the system integrates well with our existing software, like Microsoft Office.
No problem, most modern systems have APIs that allow for seamless integration with other software.
Excellent. And what about training for our staff? We want to make sure everyone understands how to use the new system.
Many vendors offer training and support services as part of their product offering. We'll make sure to choose a vendor that provides comprehensive training.
Fantastic. I think we have a good plan in place. When do you think we can get started?
Let me do some research and put together a proposal. We can schedule another meeting next week to review it.
Perfect. Thanks so much for your time, B.
My pleasure, A. It's always great to collaborate with you.
Hey, Director B. Have you seen the caterer yet? I'm starving over here.
Yeah, they should be setting up soon. In the meantime, let's work on the scene where you're running away from the monster.
Oh man, that scene is going to be a workout. I hope I don't trip and fall while running away.
Don't worry, we've got a cushioned landing pad just in case.
Thank goodness for that. I don't want to be in for a hospital stay.
This film is going to be great, I can feel it. We've got a terrific cast and crew, and the script is brilliant.
I agree. I can't wait for the world to see it.
Speaking of which, have you seen the latest trailer we put out?
Yes, I did. I loved it. It really captures the suspense and horror of the movie.
Glad you liked it. We put a lot of effort into making it.
You know, I was thinking about getting a snack truck for the crew during the shoot. What do you think?
That's a great idea. We can have it come around in between shoots.
I'll get on that right away. Anything else you need me to take care of?
Just keep up the great acting and we'll be golden.
Will do, boss. Let's make this the best horror movie of the year. Hi there. My name is A, and I'm an artist. It's nice to meet you, B. You're a tour guide, right?
Yes, I am. Welcome to the Kobe Art Museum. Do you have any questions or specific interests in the museum?
Well, I'm interested in learning about the local art scene here in Kobe. How has it developed over the years?
Kobe has a rich history in the arts, dating back to the Meiji era. The city has fostered many renowned artists and craftsmen, and the museum showcases many of their works.
That's fascinating. I'm particularly drawn to contemporary art. Are there any exhibits on display right now that focus on that?
Yes, we have an exhibit titled Modern Interpretations, which features the works of up-and-coming local artists who are experimenting with new forms and techniques.
I'd love to see that exhibit. I find contemporary art to be so thought-provoking and inspiring.
Absolutely. Let me take you over to that section of the museum. Keep an eye out for a sculpture by a local artist named Takashi Murakami. It's one of the highlights of the exhibit.
Oh, I've heard of him before. He's so innovative and creative. I can't wait to see his sculpture in person.
You won't be disappointed. As you make your way through the exhibit, be sure to take note of how the artists are challenging traditional styles and conventions.
I definitely will. It's so refreshing to see art that's not bound by rules or expectations. Thank you so much for showing me around and sharing your knowledge with me.
My pleasure. I always enjoy introducing people to the fascinating world of art.
Hey B, have you seen the new guests? They seem to be enjoying our restaurant so far.
Yes, I have. They seem to be in love with the view from our terrace. And our wine list too.
Of course they love our wine list. We have the best selection of French wines in this area.
I can't argue with that. Speaking of wine, have you tried that new Pinot Noir I ordered last week? It's exquisite.
No, I haven't had the chance yet. But I trust your taste, so I'll give it a try tonight.
I'm sure you won't regret it. By the way, what do you think about changing up the menu for next season? I've been thinking about adding some seafood dishes.
That's a great idea. How about we also add some vegetarian options for those who prefer a plant-based diet?
I'm all for it. I'll start researching some recipes tonight.
Perfect. And I'll make sure to learn some new cooking techniques to impress our guests even more.
You never cease to amaze me with your culinary skills. I'm looking forward to working with you on the menu.
Same here, B. We make a great team. Oh, and did you hear that we have a surprise birthday party tonight? Let's make sure everything is perfect for the celebration.
Sounds good to me. I'll make sure to pair the perfect wine with our birthday special.
And I'll create the most delicious cake. Let's make it a night to remember for our guests.